All of these meetings are recorded, and there's always going to be a record on Zoom of who is in attendance. So if you'd like to drop your name in the chat and say what you're going to speak on, we will still ask you closer to the amendment to the agenda item, what item it is that you'd like to speak on. First thing I'm going to do today. Oh, we're only using the Q&A portion for like technical stuff. If you'd like to speak, we will have spots for each agenda item to speak on that item. We will open debate on that. We'll close it and then we'll on to the next item. So whatever items you're here for, they'll come up eventually. All righty. I am going to start with roll call for the committee, and this will count as the approval of last month's minutes. David Crane.
Present.
Amanda Liu.
Yes.
Jesse Beck.
Yes. Yes.
Sarah Bashir.
Yes.
Jamie Falber.
Yep.
Jeanette Kim. Yes. Thank you all. I believe there was a specific item we want to start with today, as the applicants are sitting in Japan. If I can find it. Yes. Okay. We're going to start with 107 Norwalk. That is item number.
Should be 6, I think.
It is 6. Thank you so much. I'm going to share the question.
Hey, Jeanette.
Yes, Jamie.
Sorry, that one's mine. I am on my way home from the office, so I am not able to update that real time. Sorry, I thought I'd still have time to be home by then.
That's okay. We'll just start with it and just we'll try. We'll see if they come up with any changes. Okay. They're in Japan or something, so I'd rather don't worry about it, Jamie. Jesse, thank you for the heads up. Okay, putting the questionnaire in the chat. We are starting with item number 6. The way this goes is I will introduce the application. The committee will be allowed to ask the applicant any questions, and the applicant will also be able to speak a little bit about their own application. Then we will move into the public and ask if anyone from the public would like to speak on the matter. Then we return the session back to the committee to further discuss what we want to, how we want to proceed. Okay, that will be how it goes for every single item. Let's start with I see some raised hands. There is, if you use a Q&A function for technical difficulties, the Zoom facilitator or another committee member will be able to help you out.
Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear
me? Are you the applicant?
Yes, if this is Norfolk 107.
Correct. Yes. Thank you so much for joining us. Is there anyone else that we should pull up to panelists, like any other members of your party, an attorney?
That would be Kristen Korndorfer and Donald Bernstein.
Hi, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep, you can lower your hands. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, so this is for the application at 107 Norfolk Street between Rivington and Delancey for Double Summon LLC, DBA Den Cusci Fiori. It's an application for a place with 98 seats. It's for the first floor and the cellar. There are 24 full on-premise liquor licenses within 500 feet. There were no specific disciplinary actions for this application across the SLA. The applicant has previous experience with the liquor license in Japan, but they do not have any businesses in this area. There were no commercial 311 complaints at this location with NYPD action necessary since 2018. 6 residents within a block of the premise emailed CB3 in opposition to the application, citing noise, trash, disruptive drunken behavior, and just general saturation in the area. Jesse, did we ever receive a petition? Oh, we did. Just whenever you get back to your office, if you could count those up. And then there was a petition submitted. I do not have the count now, but I will ask the fellow committee member to kind of go over it. It looks like it is a Japanese Fusion Restaurant. Am I thinking of the right application? They're looking for hours, opening 11 a.m. all days and closing by midnight on the ground for all days and 2 a.m. for the cellar all days. They don't have outdoor space. They have a closed fixed facade. They'll have recorded music only, sometimes curated by a DJ in the basement is what their suggested method of operation is. Yeah, that's I think the gist of the general application. Applicant, if you want to speak very briefly on what you'd like to add to that.
Yeah, hi. Thanks, Jeanette. This is Donald Bernstein. I'm the attorney for the applicant. Thanks for those details. Let me just fill in a few things. So this is going to be a pretty upscale Japanese omakase style restaurant on the ground floor. It will be principally by reservation on the ground floor. There will be walk-ins that could be accepted if there's space, but principally is going to be by reservation only. I'll get to the chef in a minute, but what we're going to do is offer what the chef offers in the menu on the lower level on an a la carte basis. So it'll be a little more affordable, a lower price point, while still allowing everybody to enjoy the offerings of the menu. The owner, Yannick, is on the call. The culinary director is Ayako Watanabe. I don't know if she's made it to the call. She's got 25 years experience in hospitality and including working as a chef at Ritz-Carlton in Chicago. The chef who has designed the menu and who will design the culinary program and come here from Japan to train the staff, probably bring some of his staff with him, is Zayu Hasawaya, I think. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. He has a restaurant, a den restaurant in Tokyo that's ranked #1 in Asia's top 50 restaurants. It's ranked number 20 in the world's best 50 restaurants. It has 2 Michelin stars. So we're really talking about a totally chef-driven, food-driven, upscale restaurant that is going into what's pretty small space. The ground floor will have 7 tables with 26 seats. It will have an omakase counter with 12 seats and a bar with only 4 stools. And the bar is really designed just to allow people that are coming in, waiting for their table to sit. There is a Japanese garden in the back. It is not outdoors. The floor plan make it look like it is. It is totally enclosed. It has a non-operable skylight with double glazed glass. The cellar, which is the a la carte menu, has 12 tables with 34 seats and 1 bar with 10 stools. I think the maximum permitted occupancy on both floors is 98. The hours that we are seeking are 11 a.m. to midnight on the ground floor. That's an all-out hour by midnight. The cellar, because it is a little more casual, we would like to be open until 2 a.m. The music program is recorded music. We'd like to have a DJ in the cellar, but it's a little bit of a mischaracterization. It is not someone on a DJ stand with headphones. It is just a music programmer, someone that can schedule the music real time based upon the mood in the lower level. But because it's live, we have to refer to it as a DJ. We've done a lot of outreach. Kristen Kornhofer is on the call. She's on our team. She's been on the ground for days, if not weeks, really. We submitted petition signatures, over 60 of them. That's net after we crossed out those that are not in the area. There are signatures from 105, Norfolk, 106, 108, a number of residents on Rivington. So they are close by. We really made an effort to get people that lived nearby, including right on our block. We got a lovely letter from a neighbor. I think her name is Alana Jamner, right next door at 105 Norfolk. I don't know if she made it to the call, but she submitted a letter. I hope that you've got it at the office. She's strongly in support of this. She said she's spoken to a number of her neighbors in her building, and they are also in support of this. She actually thinks it would enhance the block and make it safer and cleaner.
Sorry, if you could
also got the support of the Dimes Square Block Association. I do want to point out that we sent notices to all of the local block associations, inviting them to contact us if they had questions. I did come across some communication to residents. I think that came from LES dwellers to oppose us. I think it may have been a little bit of a mischaracterization. It referred to us as a restaurant in quotes, as if it was suggesting we're not really a restaurant. I wrote to DM Boyd, who I've known for years. I said, I'm disappointed you didn't reach out to me so we could explain it. We're very happy to meet with you to talk to you
Okay,
about it.
let's
And-
stray away from like
Yeah.
that kind of discussion at the time. Let's
Okay.
stick to the facts of the application. We
So,
appreciate you drawing attention to the pertinent signatures. in the
bottom
back.
line is, I think it's a very upscale place. The team is highly experienced, highly rated, and we have a lot of support in the community.
Cool, thank you very much. Committee, do we have any questions for the applicants?
The only question I have, and Jeanette, sorry that I am not able to look at it right now. I have my hands full, but what is the seated capacity or seated expected capacity of the basement?
The cellar seating is 34 seats plus a bar with 10 stools. So total is 44.
Thank you.
Jesse, are you going to be able to count the petitions, you think? Or should I?
Yes,
ask them?
yes.
Okay.
I'll like in 15 minutes.
Yeah, perfect, thank you.
Okay.
I think Donald brings up the point that a lot of the signatures are from the building and the adjacent buildings, and I want to make sure.
Yeah, just to be clear, our building is just a standalone.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to move to the public now, seeing as the committee does not have any more questions at this time. If anyone from the to speak on this matter, we'll promote you to panelists. You should be able to turn on your video, and you'll have 2 minutes to speak. I guess I will time. If you'd like to speak on this item, number 6 Norfolk, 107 Norfolk, please raise your hand and we will promote you to panelist one at a time. Okay, first I see is DM. DM, you have 2 minutes to speak. DM, you're on mute.
I was just promoted, so is my time starting now? Yeah?
Yes, go ahead.
So a couple of things for clarification. You didn't receive there was over 70 letters from residents in opposition to this that were sent by 12 p.m. to your email, unless it's Michelle Cooper Smith still, I don't know. Secondly, there are no 311 complaints because this place has been unlicensed. It has not been licensed, and the information that we sent you was not reviewed or spoken of. I hope you read it. This is a no longer licensed space. There's no public benefit to have a license in this space. This has not been licensed since 2007. It became a gallery. That is why there are no noise complaints. This information was provided to and should have been reviewed to the committee in full so they understand. I hope the committee got this information. According to the SLA advisory, this space is no longer considered licensed. It is an intervening use, first of all, but more than that, it has a break in its use as a license. So we should look at this as an unlicensed space. This area does not need in any way another licensed premises. We need a gallery back there. We need anything but a shoe store there. It could be many things, a clothing store there, but we do not need another licensed place. We also think that it's unfair not to count residents' actual letters and personal statements when you bring up this point. Nor that we can't sign in to this hearing as well. Also, we need to bring down the temperature here, okay? And it's not good in this area. Another licensed space will not help this area. Right now, we have like gang wars literally from all the drugs that are in this area from the illegal shops. The cops just talked to us about that they're trying to keep the temperature down. Adding more licenses won't help us. Again, I want you to give a full overview of this area. Again, there are no 311 complaints because this has not been a licensed space.
Okay,
the law requires you to look at the space. It will add noise to the area. It absolutely will.
Okay,
so these are the criteria.
Sorry, we got to wrap you up. Thank you.
Well, you have to also know that.
Okay, thank you. David Troutman, go ahead.
Thank you. I'm in opposition to this just because our neighborhood here in the Hell Square area, the overflow into Clinton and Norfolk is just completely overloaded with liquor license. It's a really serious problem that the police just really can't get their hands on because it's just too wild at night in the streets. So please deny this license. Anything that happens after midnight is a real disaster for this community. We need to be looking at removing license and not adding more. Thank you.
Thank you, David. I now recognize Rainer Keller to speak.
Yes, hello. I also oppose this license because I think it's for the restaurant is in the wrong place for an upscale restaurant. This is not the right neighborhood down the street from the Shake Shack, and the pot stores and all that. That's my comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Rainer. E. Gumpert may now speak.
Yeah, I just wanted to agree with everything that's been said, that there's too many liquor licenses and we don't need another one. It doesn't contribute anything to the area. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Ashley, you are now recognized to speak for 2 minutes.
Hi there. I actually live above the building, and I would like to say the opposite, that I actually think this would severely benefit our neighborhood. I actually think that they're like having a Michelin star chef come to the neighborhood is actually going to completely elevate the space. Being down the street from the Shake Shack, like having a Shake Shack is not going to be elevating the space at all. This type of restaurant will. So I completely agree that it should be allowed in the space. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. I believe Patrick Walsh wants to speak on this item, but was unable to raise his hand. Patrick? Let me make you Patrick. Patrick Walsh, you've just been promoted to panelist. You should be able to speak and unmute yourself.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you. Please go ahead for your 2 minutes. Mr. Walsh, we cannot hear you. Or can anyone else hear him? Okay. Mr. Walsh?
Yes, hello?
Yes, please go ahead and speak.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please go ahead.
I want to reiterate what Diem and David and Rena said. The last thing this neighborhood needs at this point is another liquor license. We are in a state of crises. It's inconceivable to me how any license of this sort could be a benefit. So I oppose vehemently. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I now recognize Reed to speak. You've just been promoted to panelist.
Hi, everyone. Just reiterating what's already been said, I completely oppose a liquor license. Particularly, I just want to reiterate a new liquor license that if this venue were to fail, would automatically allow for a new venue, yet another bar or restaurant to come and take over. You know, I don't want to put the evil eye on any business, but I want to protect our neighborhood. We don't need any new liquor licenses in new spaces. We need daytime resident serving businesses like shoe stores, like community centers, like galleries, like clothing stores, like all kinds of different venues that would serve daytime residents, a sandwich shop, anything but a liquor licensed restaurant or venue of any sort. We've got drunks outside our building at 5 p.m. on a weekend day. It's enough. We've had enough. Please stop giving out more liquor licenses, including this one. I'm sorry to say. Lots of places in the city for a fancy Japanese restaurant who won't mind having another liquor license. Wish you luck. Maybe I'll come visit. Not on this block. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Irit. And I think we have Ariadna. You are now promoted to panelist and welcome to speak for 2 minutes.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I just wanted to speak in support of this liquor license. I think there's a difference between bar scenes and a restaurant, and I think this would be a nice addition to the community. I'm a neighbor as well, so I just wanted to speak in support of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ariadna. I now recognize Alana Jammer to speak. Alana, you want to mute yourself?
Hi, sorry. I know that you got my email before, but yes, I just want to say a neighbor, and like I was saying, I've talked to multiple other neighbors. I hear the opposition, but there are a lot who are also in support. Whoever just spoke before was saying like there is a huge difference between, you guys are just calling this like a liquor license. This is a Michelin star restaurant. Like there are tons of really nice sushi restaurants in the Lower East Side. Not to say that we don't need more, but I do think particularly Norfolk Street, as you just said, at 5 o'clock on a weekday, there's crap outside. So having a restaurant that's open, that's a Michelin star, would ensure that there is not someone who is sleeping outside there. I'm not really sure how you guys are saying what goes on past 12 o'clock is going to improve by not having a very classy environment. Also, this does have daytime thing. If you read their thing, they're open at 11 o'clock, which is lunch. I mean, I'm not sure why people wouldn't want to just go to a sushi restaurant. As you're saying, it is a restaurant, and you guys are saying daytime lunch services. That's exactly what I would like to eat for lunch as someone who lives here. And yeah, I also have looked into the speakers and like the noise and everything, and there's like literally no reason to complain. I've actually been to the restaurant in Tokyo, and it's amazing. And I think you guys are really going to miss out. It's not a DJ. There's no DJ. Playing music does not consider something a DJ. I'm not sure if you've been out to a restaurant in New York City, but there's pretty much always music playing. And I think that you guys, whoever's living in the Lower East Side, right across, there's a horrible Mexican restaurant that's disgusting that doesn't clean up its crap. So if people are going to complain about the street, then why don't you clean up what's actually going on and putting a nice Michelin star restaurant with one of the most notorious, like you guys are making it sound like a Shake Shack is going up. Get the Shake Shack out and put in nice things.
Thank you, Alana. I see one more hand up. And that's, who's the last hand? Anyone see it? Ivan Villegas, you are now promoted to panelist and have 2 minutes to speak. Ivan?
Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just opposing this new liquor license. I don't see any benefit really. I mean, I'm sure they come with the best intentions all the time. It's a Michelin star, but what benefit does it really bring to our community, especially with what we already know what happens in the neighborhood? It's been going on for years, and that added to the illegal wig shops that we have, that also attracts a different layer of people. Yeah, I'm just opposing to this license. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Yvonne. Okay. We have any other members of the public who would like to speak on this item? Oh, I have to see SL Tran. You are now promoted to panelist and have 2 minutes to speak. The person named SL Tran, you need to unmute. Go ahead, please. Okay, if you are not able to speak, you know that there's always an option to email the committee ahead of the meeting to have your voice heard. So I'm gonna just, we'll just have to go without your testimony today. Apologies. Okay, that looks like that's all the members of the public committee thoughts. David, please go ahead.
Yeah, evidently it will be a restaurant, but it's in a saturated area with 24 licenses within 500 feet. If a license is created there, and there hasn't been one, or at least not since 2007, perhaps, there's not a license there. There's no, it doesn't create the condition that we fear, which is that the SLA will put a license there. If we deny, the SLA can make up their mind. I believe that they would follow us, but if they don't, they're not going to make it worse than this restaurant. And if a license is issued, here's the risk for us. If a license is issued, and this restaurant closes down the road, as all restaurants do ultimately, then the SLA will be bound to issue a new license, and it could be not a restaurant. So let's not create a license. I just encourage the committee to deny this.
Can I respond to that, Jeanette, please? That's
I'm going to let the committee members kind of finish. Amanda, go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah, I think the first point I want to make is that I do think it belongs in this area. There is a little bit of a Little Japan thing going on with the DeVille Cafe a block away, and a few of the Japanese restaurants on Clinton. So I do think that it belongs there and would add a vibrant little micro tourism aspect there, which could be interesting culture wise. Bring back Chinatown a little bit, Asia Town. The second point I want to make is I forgot that meeting that we were meeting in person. We were discussing the guidance and the specific wording of whether we were going to use never been licensed or adding adjectives for a time frame. If I remember correctly, and I don't have the guidance up in front of me, so if someone has that, feel free to reference or prove me wrong. But from what I remember, we used specifically the language has never been licensed before. So I just want to refer back to that guidance. That's all.
Okay, Jamie, go ahead.
Hey, Jeanette, sorry, thank you. I'm pro this license. I'm pro a 2 Michelin starred operator in my neighborhood. I understand fully well, both as a resident and as a business owner, that there are a lot of problems. This is not the operator that we expect to be problems for. And we are not here to assess their business plan. If they're not asking for egregious hours. And I personally would like this here. There's loads of other, there's not loads. There's a few other successful omakase places. They've got a good product, it would appear. And the issue is bad operators, not operators in general. So yeah, I support this. Also, the fewer vacant storefronts in this neighborhood, the better. There are fewer issues that arise from that. It's my personal opinion.
Thank you, Jamie. David, I think you want to clarify the language in our guidance. If you can, that would be helpful. And otherwise add whatever else.
Okay. So the guidance, I believe we got hoodwinked on this, and then the whole committee voted to not refer it back to committee so we could consider evidence. But let me read this. At the end of 2022, the SLA published an advisory that says, in part, if there is any lapse in the licensing of the premises, the licensing board will deem the premises has not been continuously licensed. And that's really what we should be looking to. In the interest of expediency, we put in something about never previously licensed, and this is exactly the situation that we said is going to be caught if we were to actually follow that. We're free to ignore that guidance. I believe that we should reconsider it. The SLA lamp map says there has never been a license at this location. So the only evidence we have that there was ever a license is the dwellers telling us that there has not been a licensed establishment there since 2007 when a place called Tonic shut down. That's it.
I'm just going to interject. So it is in our shared drive. So we have the resolution. I can see the resolution was approved. It's Sonic. It's item number 12, January 2006.
Jeanette, I count 60 petitions, 60 signatures.
Thank you for bringing that to the meeting, Jesse. Much appreciated.
Yeah, sorry about
Okay. My take here is that this is probably going to not be one of the bad operators. However, there are a lot of liquor licenses in the area. So I would guess, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I'm on the fence here. Applicants, do you guys have anything substantive to add? I just don't want to spend too much time on this, but substantively.
I do want to just address one point that David mentioned and someone else mentioned that, and I'm not sure where it's coming from, that if this gets approved by the State Liquor Authority and we close, somebody else can come in and get a bar, and that the SLA is bound. That's just not true. That's not an accurate statement. If for some reason, hypothetically, we close down the road and someone else came in, they would have to come before you. They would have to go before the SLA with their own method of operation. When we get approved by the SLA as an omakase restaurant with number of seats with hours, that's on our license. That's all we can do. We can't even change hours. We can't go to become a bar. We can't do anything, even us. So if someone else comes in, I just want that clarified. It's not opening the door.
I think our understanding, and I think what does tend to occur is if a place is licensed, it gets very hard for us to say we wouldn't want a license there anymore. Unless, so once a license is in place, it does kind of open the doors. That's the way we understand it. I can appreciate that you probably do know, but we don't, it does open the door. It says we think that there should be a liquor license here is the statement we would be making if we approved it.
Well,
that might not be the stance we want to take, given that there are already a lot of liquor licenses in the neighborhood anyway. So appreciate that, but I think that's kind of the stand we're taking. Sarah, go ahead.
So I think I'm hearing what David is saying, and David, it would be helpful if you could share with the rest of the committee the SLA update that you just verbalized. But we do, per our own resolution from 2016, we do kind of set forth criteria on the public benefit and what it means when we're dealing with a saturated area. So we've had a number of residents, it sounded like Jesse said 60 signatures in support of the business, people who are saying this enhances the quality of life, which is one of our criterion for a public benefit. So, we had a number of folks verbalize that they want to see a Michelin-starred chef in this area, and that it would be a benefit to the area. We obviously have a conscientious business owner, which is another criterion for the public benefit standard that we've set. We have, an owner that has experience with a liquor license. So, there's nothing to say that they wouldn't be able to operate successfully based on their history with that. So just adding to the conversation around when we are dealing with a saturated area, what we also have to consider. And I just think the case is stronger here than many cases that there's a public benefit and, strong operator.
Thanks. Jesse, go ahead. You're on mute. Yeah.
Damn, it was such a good opener. Just kidding. I'm going off what Sarah would probably say there. I'm hearing more. I haven't really heard anything that they're a bad actor, that that they're going to bring blight to the area, that their business operation or what they're running or what they're opening is anything anyone's against. It's what I'm hearing against it is that it's the not wanting any liquor license in a place that hasn't been licensed for a while, which I get that. But I have heard some arguments for what it can bring to the neighborhood, and actually like specifics on what this establishment can bring. So to me, that falls more in favor of a yes, if I'm hearing specifics on this business operator, since I haven't really heard anything about us not trusting that them as the applicant is going to be a bad actor or bad apple. So that's my 2 cents.
Thank you, Jesse. Okay. I'm going to take a straw poll of the committee on are we, okay, who's down for a full deny on the committee right now? If you could just wag your finger or raise your hand, or Sarah, your hand was up before. So I think David, you might be the only one. Okay. I am also the camp. Yeah, I see. I don't see a lot of rejection. So I'm of the camp that the committee does not feel that this is going to be a problem for the neighborhood. I get the sense that the committee feels like the majority of the committee, excuse me, David, feels that this would be a positive addition to the neighborhood. And that's kind of what the CB is meant to assess, right? It's what the elected officials can't really, or the board can't really tell from up there. And given that feels like our assessment, I think we're going to continue with the resolution and have steps and stuff. Were there any opposition from the committee on? David, go ahead. I was going to ask if anyone cares about the hours that were set out, but David, go ahead.
I'll be very brief. Just one last pitch, y'all. If we approve a license in any form, effectively, there's no 500-foot hearing at all. The SLA basically says CB3 approved it. That's a public benefit. So just keep that in mind about all of these situations. Thanks.
Yes, good thing to highlight for the rest of the committee that generally if we say yes, it is yes. So
there is still a 500-foot here.
And they gavel in and say CB3 is for it. That is the public benefit. And they gavel out. I mean, maybe it doesn't go exactly like that, but it does mean that there's no effective hearing.
Okay, sorry to say, David, but I think the majority of the committee would like to move on. So are there any other questions from the committee on the application then? It looks like we're all good. Remember the hours we're opening. Oh, Jamie, go ahead.
Sorry, Jeanette. Just highlighting the 11 a.m. start time.
Yeah, I was about to make that spiel.
Right, cool.
Okay. So Donald, making sure that you and your clients are aware that when you say opening by 11 a.m., that you must be open by 11. Whether you open at 7 a.m., 10 a.m. is irrelevant, but you have to be open by 11 by the hours that you put. Are you and your clients confident that they will open by 11 a.m. every day?
Kristen, can you answer that? I don't know if the 11 was the intent.
Yes, we are.
The answer is yes. Yes. The answer is yes.
Excellent. And for me, as a committee member, it indicates to me that they're trying to open like a restaurant and serve food all day. And so that's a comfort. So we'll stick with that. I am now going to pull up the stipulations. We're going to review the stipulations. If they look correct to all present, then we will ask the application to sign it, but let's go over them now. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, hold on. Okay, here we go. I'll fill this in later, but who's the representative on the application?
Well, I can sign it, or I can have my client sign it.
I think the person who's going to be present at the premise.
Yeah, Yannick, you want me to spell it?
No, we got it. I'll just make sure to include it when we, as a qualified representative 107 Norfolk. Actually, you know what? Okay, we'll just go through it. Okay, this is for a full liquor, wine, beer, and cider license, full service restaurant serving Japanese food with the kitchen open and serving food during all hours. The hours of operation will be 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. for the ground floor and 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. for the cellar. I will not use outdoor space for commercial use. You will close all outdoor dining allowed anyways until 10 p.m. That doesn't seem relevant here. You will install soundproofing. Do you have a closed front facade?
Yes.
Sorry, we'll check that off as well. You will not have live music, promoted events, any event at which a cover fee is charged, or scheduled performances. You will play ambient recorded background music only. I'm going to add a little to the end there. We'll add a little point about whether or not that's curated by a DJ. That's fine. But
okay.
Hopefully what is made clear here is that we're not looking for a rave. It's just that someone is there live curating music. You'll not apply for alteration without coming to us. You're not going to seek a change in class without coming to us. You're not going to participate in pub crawls, party buses. You will not have unlimited drink specials, including boozy brunches with your food. You will not have a happy hour. You will not have wait lines outside. You'll have a staff person responsible for ensuring there's no loitering, noise, or crowd outside. You'll conspicuously post the stipulations beside your liquor license at your business, and residents may contact the manager owner at the number below. Yannick, would you mind sharing your phone number now?
Yes, that would be, you mean my Japanese number?
The number that
I can
Yeah,
share
are you
my
on
number. That's the number that has been published for information. And is that okay with you?
Yeah, whichever. When someone has a problem with what's going on, say there's a lot of noise with a lot of loitering people outside, who's the number to call?
That's me, because I'm the New York representative. So
Okay, so maybe we're going to put your name on the application then.
sure, that's fine.
Well, no, because the SLA, because Kristen's not an owner, and the SLA wants the owner to sign any stipulation.
Oh, okay.
So we need
You
Yannick to sign a
can use my
stipulation.
number for if anyone needs to call.
This isn't who signs. This is owner or manager who will be at the location. Mr. Bernstein. So
I think that the general manager hasn't been hired yet because we haven't built out the space. So we can put Kristen's number in, but I think what we can commit to doing is before we open, provide you with the number of the general manager who will actually be there, because that's the number you're going to want.
And that's what's ultimately going to be posted with your stipulation. So,
yeah.
Okay, let's get the phone number. What is it?
262-939 2255.
Okay. Does all of that look good to you, minus the things that I have to fill in a little bit later? Does everything sound good? Obviously, this meeting is recorded, so we have the record, and I will.
Yeah, and you're just going to change number 9, recorded background music only, with the DJ that'll be background.
I will be adding in 18. There's space for a little bit more stipulation. We'll just add a little bit of language that's common to our other stipulations as well, that says curated by a DJ or preordained.
Yes, so that all looks good.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Committee, we are now voting on the resolution that mirrors these stipulations. We've all received a copy in Google Docs. David?
This one was incomplete in Google Docs, I believe. They're not anymore?
Not anymore. It should be good.
Okay, so we
We're gonna.
we ought to bring them up so the public knows what we're voting on. Because we're
I
voting
can
on
bring up the resolution. That's fine. We can do that.
just briefly so we can skim it.
Jesse, what was the number of signatures?
6.
6? I thought you said something else.
6107. You said the item number?
60.
No. How many?
Oh, 60. I thought it was, yeah, 60. 60.
Got it. Okay, sounds good. Whereas. Okay, sorry, just making sure okay. All right, sorry. I'm just trying to share my screen and not share everything about my life. Okay, here's the resolution. This is substantively what we already committee have seen. I think the only thing we really added in was who spoke at the meeting. And the number of petitions actually was all that we needed to add here. And then making no other changes.
Did we only have 2 in support? I thought we had more than 2 in spoken support. So just 2. All right. Never mind. Never mind.
If you're not a part of the committee, was that Jesse?
There are
On the
3
point.
and 3.
That was me. I
Excellent.
thought there were.
Sorry, I can't see who's speaking. So, sorry, did I mess up the count on the floor?
Yeah,
again?
I think it was 3. It was 3 if I remember. Yeah, David's confirming.
And I believe it was 8 against, but who knows? Okay, grand. These, whereas as I read at the beginning, we just added the number of people who spoke during the meeting and then the people who signed the petition. But yeah, that's the resolution. I'm now going to take a vote. Amanda.
Yes.
Jamie. Jamie Felber. I'll come back to you. Sarah Bacciu.
Sorry, yes.
Thanks. Sarah.
Yes.
David Crane.
No.
Jesse Beck.
Yes.
Jeanette Kim, yes, this resolution passes. Applicants, we will be sending you the stipulations to be signed. Please return them promptly. If you don't plan to sign them, please also let us know promptly. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, committee.
Have a good evening. Okay, Sarah, if we could now de-promote these folks. All right, we're now going to move down the agenda in order because it's too hectic for me to follow otherwise. Let's go to number 2. And that item is for 45 Mott Street. Are the applicants for 45 Mott Street present? So please raise your hand and our Zoom facilitators, Sarah, will move you into participant mode or panelist mode. Okay, Frank, do we have you and the applicants present?
I'm here.
Great. All the
Baron?
applicants are roped in?
Baron? Yes, I am. I'm here. Yes.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. I'm going to go over what we have on 45 Mott Street. This is for okay. T Bistro Inc. doing business as Cha Chong Tang, seeking an upgrade to their operation. They're at 45 Mott Street between Pell and Bayard. Do you have a COA, Frank?
A what?
Certificate of occupancy. It was blank on the application.
Yes. Yes, we do. I'm sorry. It's not an upgrade, by the way. It's not an upgrade. It currently has liquor.
It's an alteration. It's a change of method of operation.
And an alteration and change in MO, yes.
Okay, sorry. I misspoke there. Great. But it is currently licensed as an OP.
Yes.
And then the certificate of occupancy is for how many people?
I believe it. I don't know. Baron, do you know?
For the ground floor?
Both floors.
For the premise altogether.
Oh, it's probably around like 90 just to 100 people, because on the ground floor you can fit around like 50 people and the basement around like 50 to 60.
I'd love a precise answer if we can get one. Is that something we can get or?
It should be around like 116 total.
116 is precise.
Okay, thanks, Frank. Okay. There's 22 tables, 29 seats. There's a bar with 6 bar stools on the ground floor and then 1 bar in the basement, serving international casual cuisine during all hours of operation, 4 televisions and DJs in the basement. There's 6 full on-premise liquor licenses within 500 feet. This has been operating with an OP license with the hours of 7 a.m. to 2 a.m. Sundays through Wednesdays and 7 a.m. to 4 a.m. Thursdays through Saturdays, with a lot of other standard steps. They've been the license holder at this location since 2014. There were 15 commercial 301 complaints since 2018 that required NYPD action. 33 residents who live on Mott Street and within 2 blocks signed the petition in favor of this application. And the actual adjustment is to move the bar from the right side to the left side of the premise, remove karaoke rooms to replace with new seating, and reconfigure the seating to change the method of operation to include the DJ. Would the applicant and or their representative care to further explain?
Just a couple of quick things. I think the reason we're uncertain about the C of O is that this current C of O does not specify the amount of persons. So I guess 116 is the number. I'm looking at it. It's weird.
Okay, that's
So
fine.
116 is the number. We are removing our downstairs karaoke rooms. This was a karaoke bar in the basement originally. Well, it has been up until now. Removing the karaoke rooms completely, making it more into a lounge area and adding the DJ.
Okay.
Moving the bar from one side to the other and reconfiguring the seating. Yes.
Cool. Thank you. Would you like to speak to 15 301 complaints that have taken place in the last 4 or 5 years?
Were they all in 2018?
Since 2018, Frank.
Oh. Baron, you know anything about them? Because I'm unaware.
I don't really, only one residential that from the 43 Marshall from 6. I think that she was moving out, just keep saying that like she was complaining about people passing by that was making so much noise. But those people was not from us, it's from the other bar that passed by to our front store. So we have 2 security in front of the bar location was like telling people like when the people leave, we tell them that it's way down the block to wait for the taxi cab and just to like keep the noise down. So that's only the one resident that are living on 43 was complaining to us that about the noise that for people passing by, and the customer was like complaining that was speaking loud. But I would believe that that's not our customer because
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the clarification. Committee, do you have any questions for the applicant? David, go ahead.
So what was the count of 301 complaints with action?
That was it. And it was since including 2019.
The count was how many? Was it a single one or was it?
We just got one single one.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, any other questions for the applicant? Amanda, go ahead.
Yeah, could you clarify why the Reformation, or is it called the Reformation Church or school, is not considered exclusively used as a school or exclusively used as a church?
Transfiguration Church.
That's
The church rents out space to outside entities. I'm sorry, not the church, the school. The church is not within 200 feet. School is.
Oh, okay. I mean, the rule is something like if it's sole use is a place of worship or a school, that's one thing.
Yeah, that's interesting because on the website there was daily mass and Sunday mass, and there is a full academic calendar associated with this specific address. There are 3 campuses for this Transfiguration School, one of them being on this street in this location. So I'd love some more context or information if you have any.
Sure. Transfiguration School rents some of their space, both office and storage, to outside entities. I know this because the State Liquor Authority brought charges based on the fact that we were within 200 feet of a school. It was ultimately resolved and the authority was satisfied that it is not used exclusively for educational purposes. The church is, certainly, but the church is more than 200 feet away. And the SLA did very detailed measurements. We were 184 feet away from the school. Big 212 to the church, measuring to the front doors, the entrance doors.
Is that sufficient for you, Amanda?
Yeah, thanks. Ultimately, I checked with Susan. Ultimately, it's up to the SLA to determine. We can question and ask for additional context, and if we want to include in the resolution that it is under question by the committee, but it's up to the SLA to measure and to determine.
And I can say that we just closed that case out with the authority.
Okay, great. Jamie, go ahead.
Is there a change in the method of the method of the business since you're removing the karaoke rooms?
We're not doing karaoke anymore. We're doing more of a lounge downstairs called basement.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, seeing no more questions from the committee, we'll move this to the public, I'm gonna ask the committee members to lower their hands if you could, so we can better gauge. Okay. Now, members of the public, if you would like to speak on this item, please raise your hand. I see Jan Lee first. You have 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Hi, committee. I'm sorry, it blanked out for a minute. Did you call my name?
Yes, you're first. Go ahead.
Thank you. And I had a couple of questions. One is I didn't get from this whether the location of the DJ is going to be on the ground floor or remains in the basement. That's first question. And second question is that this space has actually been closed for the ground floor space for quite a while. So I'd like to know, what is going on at the ground floor? Is this related to the basement reconfiguration that the applicant has come for? And third is that on the weekends, there are crowds that gather in front of this location, certainly more than 10 to 12 at any time late at night after 12 a.m. So we'd like to know the method of how they will address the crowds that gather in front. So 3 things. One is, where's the DJ booth, first floor or ground floor, basement? Second is the space that's been under construction seemingly for quite a long time. What's been going on with that? And then the third is the current condition of the crowds that gather after 12 a.m. at that location.
Okay, thank you. We're going to move on to, we'll let the applicant address after the public speaks. Carlin,
thank you.
Ahead.
Yeah, hi, I'm here to speak in support of this application for the change of method of operation. The premises, the operator has held this liquor license for 8 years, operating without incident except for that one really unsubstantiated report from 2018. They've been good community partners. They donated meals to pantry lines, and yeah, I believe they will continue to be there. Like the applicant's lawyer said, the issue with the measurement from the SLA was just resolved about a month and a half ago, which I was involved in, and that's it.
Thank you, Carlin. Any other members of the public would like to speak? Okay, that closes out public session for this item. Frank and Aaron, please go ahead and address anything you'd like from those.
Oh, I'll handle, Baron, I'll handle the first two, you handle the last one, all right? With regards to the DJ, it's basement only. It's confined to the basement. As far as the ground floor, since COVID, how many times has the ground floor flooded, Baron?
Around like 3, I think around 3 years. I have to check the because that's a leaking for the building, and we just have 3 more leaking for the past like 6 months. The building was getting old, all the pipe was breaking, so that's why we're still repairing for the ceiling. So that's why the since the COVID, the leaking problem. That's why the room got to be like for the karaoke room. It's all the wall was got to like break down. So we got to remove that. That's why we got to take off the wall and that's what we're still repairing for the ceiling. So coming up for the 45 now, for the ground floor, we still need to be redoing the ceiling again. So we still have we have a record that was the water leaking. So the ground floor will be doing the restaurant, and the basement got to be also serving the Spanish type of food.
And I think the gentleman had a question about people on the sidewalk at 12 a.m.
I'm sorry. For the sidewalk, I believe that those people was trying to get in because that there are some group of people when they come in, our security guard need to check the ID one by one to make sure they're not underage. That's maybe maybe they were seeing that there's maybe 10 to 12 people sometimes they were trying to get in, but when they leaving, we gotta let them all the customer when they're leaving, we're gonna send them to be like take waiting car service, or we can send them to wait for the 43 the restaurant inside. So we gotta make sure that the people not hang out in front of the building.
Okay, that's, I think, fine by me. And also, if people have complaints, they can always call in. We have the volume of through one complaint, it sounds like they are aware and are trying to address it. So, I mean, I'm satisfied with an answer. Committee members, anything we'd like to discuss here? Jamie, go ahead.
I'm confused. Is the restaurant open?
Oh, the ground floor is still under repairing the ceiling. So the basement was serving the Spanish tapas food and the cocktail.
So you can still get food in the basement?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't think the committee feels strongly against this application. It is just a change in operation. It's a busy street in general, so if there are a lot of people kind of hanging around, that doesn't surprise me in general. So I hear the applicant saying, well, you know, those aren't our customers, and he's been made aware of the complaints that have been surfaced today. So I don't know. I feel okay with this committee. Any other rejoinders, opinions, manifestos you want to get out there? Okay, this is my first change of operation that I'm doing as like an acting chair. So I believe we're just going to go through all the stipulations again. It's just basically copying what they did, but noting the changes that are made, correct? Anyone know?
Are you asking about the situation where we have an existing license and it's a change of method of operation?
Yeah, so we just do the resolution as if with all the same stipulations with the adjustment, and then we do this like the SIPs form as well.
Jesse, do you have a memory? Or actually, maybe Jamie.
Usually you can just kind of go through what the changes are if you show the steps, but it's chair's prerogative.
Okay, well, let's just go through the steps then, because they're just going to mirror what was said before, but note the change in operation, I think. Let's pull it up and see. Doesn't look like we need to discuss it any further though, so that's great. I guess we just want to make sure that the steps that they're signing are in line with what they had assumed already, and then our resolution is noting the change in operation. I'm sorry, who wrote this resolution? Amanda, did they have a DJ as part of their prior steps or no?
Yes, or no, there was a karaoke, they're operating with karaoke rooms downstairs, but I don't think the original had DJs in this steps. Let me
Got it. So you wrote the resolution revised
for the alterations, but not including the change of bar and changing the specific chairs and stuff like that.
There was throw that in just so we can be.
Yeah. Where would you like me to put that? Because there wasn't a
in a whereas clause. Be like, this is the applicant's change of operation entails XYZ.
On this form or in the resolution?
In the resolution, please.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to go over these stipulations now. Frank and Aaron, please pay attention. And make sure that this all looks good to you. This is for 45 Mott Street, DBA basement, formerly known as Cha Chan Tang. It's for a full wine and beer, serving international casual cuisine with the kitchen open at all hours. The hours have not changed. It's Sunday, Wednesday, 7 to 2, Thursday to Saturday, 7 to 4. Has no outdoor use. You have doorman security personnel, 3 of them from Thursday to Saturday, 8 to 4 a.m. You have a closed fixed facade with no open doors or windows past 10 p.m. You will not have live music promoted events, any events at which a cover fee is charged, or nor scheduled performances. You will not play ambient. You will only play ambient background music, and you will not apply for an alteration, much as you have just now, until you've come to the CB3. You will not take a change in class without coming to CB3. You will not participate in pub crawls, party buses, no unlimited drink specials, including boozy brunches. You won't have happy hours. You will not have wait lines outside. You will have a staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering, noise, or crowds. You're going to conspicuously post the stipulation form beside your liquor license, and residents may contact the manager. Aaron, can you share your phone number with me?
Baron,
Yes. Yeah, I'm here.
your phone number.
Oh, on my phone numbers is 1-646-775-0085.
Okay, that looks good to you? All the steps that we just read out?
Baron, I'm good with it. Are you?
Yeah, good. Yes.
Excellent. I'm now going to flip to the resolution that Amanda helped us with. Here we go. Again, substantively, this remains the same as what has been shared to committee already, except Amanda has graciously added this little clause here to clarify what the application was for. Okay, committee, we're going to take this to a vote. Amanda Lou?
Yes.
Jamie Felber?
Yes.
Sarah Bachu?
Yes.
David Crane?
Yes.
Jesse Beck?
Yes.
Jeanette Kim, yes, this resolution passes. Applicant, we will be sending you the stipulations to sign, which is kind of confusing because nothing really changed. But anyways, we'll send you the stipulations. Please sign and return. And if you're not going to sign them, also let us know promptly.
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you. David, go ahead.
Just encourage you to show the resolution for all the motion, I should say, on all subsequent items before we vote, because we're voting on the motion.
I think the way we're presuming it here is that the doc is, as when I flash it on the screen, is the resolution that we're voting on.
All right. Well, as a point of order and as parliamentarian of the board, I'm telling you that I believe that you should be showing the language that we're voting on.
I just did.
You did not. You showed the version, which is the signed stipulations that they're going to sign, but we
No,
haven't.
David, I did just flip up the Google Doc with the resolution. I don't know if how you missed that.
Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. Thank you for having done that. I really am sorry.
Okay, good. No, I was just making sure. Yeah, because it sounds like you missed it, so it's fine.
You are right. I did miss it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, applicant. Thank you, Frank. That's all for that one. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank
Trying
you,
to make this
guys.
faster. We're going to move on to item number 3. Sorry, team. How have we only gone through 2 so far? Okay, item number 3. I'm not sure if we received a petition. Is that the case? Oh, no, we did receive it. Okay, here's the questionnaire with the petition in it, sending out to everyone here. Okay, the applicants for number 3 Allen Street present.
FKANK.
Hold on, let's get rid of these people. Okay. Anthony, are you the applicant?
Yes, I am. Good evening.
Excellent. And Sophia is also applicant?
Yeah, Sophia and her husband, Fidel Caballero.
Okay, grand. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Let's go over. Okay, so this is for the location 3 Allen Street. It's a COA of 74 people. They have 11 tables, 36 seats. They have 1 stand-up bar with 10 seats. They have a full kitchen. They're looking to serve upscale Mexican cuisine during all hours of operation, playing ambient recorded background music only. There are 11 full on-premise liquor licenses within 500 feet. This is a previously unlicensed location in a 6-story mixed-use building. The applicant has never been a license holder, but one of the principals, Fidel, has worked in the business in this industry as chef and/or in management for 9 years, most recently at Contra for the past 2.5 years. There were no commercial 301 complaints at this location with NYPD action necessary. 30 residents who live within 2 blocks of location signed a petition in favor of the application. Is there any other color that you would like to add, applicants?
Sure. Good evening, everybody. Anthony Carabal, the representative for the applicants. Again, they're a married couple, Fidel Caballero and Sofia Ostos. Fidel has been a chef for several years, upwards to a decade. We submitted some reviews. He's done a lot of pop-ups recently, and he's been tremendously well received. The cuisine is quite unique. It's a northern Mexican cuisine with an Asian twist with flavors and concepts. As you indicated, the premises is going to be closing at midnight, 7 days, no outside seating. Pretty small place. Seating is only 50 inside. In terms of outreach, we actually obtained 56 signatures, but the 31, as you indicated, were within the 2-block radius that you like. And we got a letter from the Dime Square Block Association. Both Sophia and Fidel met with them last Tuesday. Also very well received. And we'd love to address any questions the committee has about this application. And Fidel can speak to the concept as well if you deem it's necessary.
Fidel, you're welcome to speak to it briefly if you'd like, but yeah, go ahead if you want.
Yep. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to say that we decided to open this restaurant kind of as an ode to Northern Mexican cuisine. Myself and my wife come from northern part of Mexico, which is Chihuahua. And the reasons why we decided to open this restaurant is because we want to showcase the rich heritage of northern Mexico and emphasize on sotol, which is the Mexican spirit of the north of Mexico. And that's it.
Thank you very much. Committee, do we have any questions for the applicants? Seeing none, we will move over to the public now. If you'd like to speak for item number 3 Allen Street, please raise your hand. We will promote you to panelists to speak. Recognizing first Alex Baker, you have 2 minutes.
Hi, everyone. Sorry about that. I'm a member of the Dime Square Block Association. We voted unanimously recently to support this applicant. We believe this applicant will be a stabilizing force on a highly commercial block that has very few nighttime businesses already. And this applicant also brings the unique cultural experience that was just described to us of Northern Mexican cuisine. And look, there's been a recurring theme in the last hour or so that these neighborhoods around us, and I live in this neighborhood, that we don't need more liquor licenses. There's no benefit from that. This misses the point. The liquor license is an enabler, not the end goal for high quality establishments like this. It enables new experiences, new tenants that actually care about the neighborhood, and a new cultural experience. And in this context, a liquor license also is a unique enabler to the actual dining, given the inclusion of the liquor sotol, which was just mentioned. That's a key component served in between courses in many Northern Mexican cuisines. In summary, we fully support this applicant. And I also hope that you include Dime Square's support for all of the applications we voted on and submitted a letter in support of during the resolutions for tonight. So thank you for the time.
Thank you, Alex. Any other members of the public want to speak? Okay, seeing none, we're moving this back to committee. I don't see any opposition. It seems like they got a lot of signatures from the area, and the block association nearby said yes. Any thoughts, committee? Okay, seeing that, we're gonna move right along into the steps, which are populated here. Okay, applicants and representatives, I'm now going to share the screen with the stipulations, and I'll go over them verbally so you can all hear. Okay, this is for Fidel as a qualified representative to Tortillas and Caviar LLC, located at 3 Allen Street. This is for a full liquor cider license. You're looking to operate a full-service restaurant serving Mexican food with the kitchen open during all hours of operation. The hours of operation will be 5 p.m. to midnight all days. You will not use outdoor space for commercial use. You will have a closed fixed facade with no open doors or windows except an entrance door that'll close by 10 p.m. You will not have DJs, live music, promoted events, any event at which a cover fee is charged, nor scheduled performances. Actually, David, was there a reason this?
Yeah, I flagged this because in the question portion, you said there would not be, but you neglected to check this off, and I was just,
Applicant, are you planning on having scheduled performances?
No, absolutely not.
Excellent. Okay, I'll make sure to check that off. Sorry, this is
Thank
not.
you.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to check that off. You play ambient recorded background music only. You will not apply for an alteration without coming to us first. This should be checked, but you will not seek a change in class to a full on-premises liquor license without first obtaining approval from CB3. Can I get a verbal agreement there?
Well, this is a full liquor license.
Yes, so change in class. Oh, true. We kind of statutorily checked it anyway because we want in theory
Sure.
any change. So we're gonna have that checked if that's all right.
Yeah, we'll stay a restaurant. We're not going to change to a bar. We promise.
That's fine. Okay, thank you. Again, that will also be checked in the PDF once I revise it and when you receive it. You'll not participate in pub crawls or have party buses come to the establishment. You'll not have unlimited drink specials, including busy brunches. You will not have happy hour drink specials with or without time restrictions. You will not have wait lounge outside. You will have a staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering, noise, or crowds. And you will conspicuously post this stipulation beside your liquor license. Can I have a phone number for this application, please?
Sure.
Fidel?
It's 915-730-1388.
Thank you. And that, again, that number is for any residents who have any complaints or problems or just want to say hi. That should be the number that they should reach out to find the manager of this business. Does everything look right to you?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, I'm now going to flash the resolution that corresponds with this set of stipulations. Okay. This mirrors everything I said at the beginning of this agenda item and also added into the Dime Square Block Association vote in support. Okay, committee, we're going to vote on this resolution. Is that fine, Dave?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was agreeing.
Okay, cool. Amanda Liu,
Yes.
Jamie Felber,
Yes.
Sarah Botchu,
Yes.
David Crane,
Yes.
Jesse Beck,
Yes.
Jeanette Kim, yes, this resolution passes. Applicant, we are going to send you the stipulations. Please send them back promptly signed. And if you're not going to sign them, please also let us know.
Thank you so much. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we love a fast one. Okay, next item is number 4 for Kanji Village. And this is for it's for a new liquor license for a restaurant that's already licensed. So I'm presuming, can we have the applicants here to clarify if it's like a change in management as well? Can we get hands raised for the people representing Kanji Village so we can make you panelists? John Ying Jang. Do we see them? Okay, I guess we're going to skip over 4 for the moment. Let's move on to number 5, Sing Sing Elias Stanton Corp. This is at 99 Stanton Street. May we have the applicants for 99 Stanton Street please raise their hands and we'll move you into promoter mode or panelist mode. Frank, back so soon. Okay.
It's great to be back.
I'm presuming then it's Frank, Sonny, and Aaron who are showing in.
Correct.
Yes.
Excellent. Welcome. All right, let's go over the. Okay, this is an application for, oh, Frank, can you clarify that this is new applicants that are representing different people than the people that currently are licensed there?
It's not currently licensed. This was the old Stanton.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just thinking of number 4. Sorry
Closed
about that.
about 4 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. New liquor license. Apologies. This is item number 599 Stanton Street. Sorry. Okay. They're looking for full OP. How many seats are at the bar the 25-foot bar?
11.
Thank you. Okay, the C of certificate of occupancy. It's for 155 people. It's a 36 table, 124 seat place with 150 footish bar with 11 seats. There's a full kitchen serving food within 1 hour of closing, 2 televisions, and playing background ambient music only. There are 43 full on-premise liquor licenses within 500 feet. This location was previously licensed to Stanton Surf Club, LLC, DBA, Stanton Social, to serve liquor, beer, and wine, and they were closing by 2 a.m. Saturday and Sunday per the inactive licenses database. And that license expired in 2020. The applicant currently holds an OP license for Tower 4 Liberty Market, LLC, at 185 Greenwich Street, which is in CB1, where there has been 1 commercial 301 complaint with action necessary since 2018, and the applicant does not have any history of violations with the SLA. There were 0 commercial complaints at this premise, 99 Stanton Street, with action necessary. 13 residents within a block of this premise emailed CB3 in opposition to the application, citing noise, trash, disruptive drunken behavior, and general saturation. 15 residents who live within 2 blocks of the location signed a petition in favor. And the hours that they're seeking are 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. Monday through Wednesday, 4 p.m. through 4 a.m. Thursday to Friday, 11 a.m. to 4 a.m. Saturday, and 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. on Sunday. The meat of that is they're trying to stay open till 2 a.m. Sunday through Wednesday and 4 a.m. Thursday through Saturday. Anything you would like to, oh, I should also mention the kind of restaurant it is. It's Korean American fusion, which, if I may be so biased, I enjoy. Frank, anything else you'd like to add to this application?
Couple of things. Late this afternoon, I emailed Edwin an amended application. I apologize. We've changed the hours to 4 p.m. to 2 a.m., 7 days a week. We're going to basically stay in line with what Stanton Social had. And that 311 complaint, that's really misleading. We're in Tower 4 Liberty Market, part of the World Trade Center. So that address encompasses an awful lot of places. We've only been at our location since 2021.
Okay, fair enough. I won't strike it because it's not factually inaccurate, but the committee is hearing you now and we hear you. Totally.
Pretty much, otherwise you laid it out correctly.
Great. Would the applicants like to add any color to their application briefly?
Yes, Frank, you mentioned it. So basically, we agree to closing time to the 2 a.m. for 7 days. But, you know, we would like to bring to the neighborhood brunch hours for the Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday and Sunday is open hour 11 to 2 and Sunday 11 to 2.
It's on the application already.
Yes.
They have that in front of them.
Right.
Got it.
And
I think,
so-
sorry, it was a late receive on the the revision. So I'll check.
Admittedly.
Okay.
Okay,
and
question
hi,
from
everyone.
sorry, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sunny. I'm the applicant of this Sing Sing Elliott Stanton Corp. 99 Stanton, used to be a Stanton Social. We would like to, we found this place, and Stanton Social was a great place for the neighborhood, and it has been closed out because of the lease expiration of the lease, and along with the COVID. Now we want to have this place open. I bring the new type of the food, which it's globally popular on the Korean food, and especially we want to bring the Korean American fusion food. It's more like authentic Korean street food, high quality, something similar to the tapas, and so that everyone can actually taste and enjoy new culture of the food, Korean food, which is popular globally right now. And most people like the Korean food, they go up to the Midtown 32nd Street, Korean street to enjoy it. But now we want to bring this authentic Korean food more like towards to the American fusion style to the Lower East Side neighborhood.
Excellent, thank you. Committee, do we have any questions? Sorry, Frank, I'm looking at the attachment that I got today afternoon. I actually see the same hours. So can you just be explicit once more on the hours that the app, like what are the hours that you're applying
The
for?
hours are 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m.
I'm sorry, repeat that one more time.
Sure. Monday to Thursday, 4
Uh-huh.
p.m. to 2 a.m.
Uh-huh.
Monday to Friday, sorry. 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m.
Got it. Okay, so still closing by 2 a.m. all days.
Correct.
Okay, questions from committee? Hearing none, we're going to move on to the public. DM, I'm going to make you panelists. You have 2 minutes.
Again, I just want to be very clear. It's a little shocking to me that information that was provided to this committee was not shared to the committee. Thank you, David Crane, for being the only one that read the information. This is an unlicensed space, regardless of what Amanda Liu has decided. This case was adjudicated by the court of the SLA that said that continuously licensed places, if there's a break in the license, you are no longer continuously licensed. It is an unlicensed space. In the case just before us, she argued your own resolution from 2019 was proper against the SLA's own advisory from 2022. So again, you voted on a space that was unlicensed, therefore treating it as if it were the tonic as licensed. This is the same thing. Frank knows his case very well. He was the one that the SLA pointed this out to him. He's on record where they said, no, the new advisory, because of the court case that happened in the West Village, you can no longer say a place is continually licensed. The other thing that is very disconcerting, not only are there 43 licenses on this location, at this location, I think it was Sarah that said that she created her own criteria. Nothing was discussed about traffic, noise, all the things.
DM, I'm going to have to ask you to not personally attack our members.
I'm going over, no, it's not an attack. It's going over the reverse. It's just a retort to the 500 law not being addressed.
Your tone is making it sound as if it's attacking. We're not paying attention to any,
law was not
we're not
addressed.
paying attention to the contents of what you're saying.
Amanda, DM, please.
I need to finish my 2 minutes. The noise, the traffic, the crime, none of these things are accounted for, which is the 500-foot law. What else was ignored that was sent to you that was supposed to be shared with the committee? We gave you 2 500-foot cases in which Michelle Cooper Smith was the chair at the time. One was pulled as a full board to vote no. The state liquor authority agreed with us. They did not license these spaces. But what you're doing now is reversing all of the state level things by saying that these places are a public benefit, not by the criteria or by the law.
Okay, thank you, DM. We're going to have to ask you to speak more respectfully to the committee and to the public. It is quite disappointing to hear. You're done. Sorry, you're done. You're done.
We gave you.
I'm sorry. You have to stop talking out of turn. If you can't maintain decorum, you got to add something. Please speak to the agenda item specifically, or make it pertinent. Okay, her 2 minutes are up. We're going to move on to David Troutman. You are now within your 2 minutes. Please go ahead. I'll start the time when you start speaking, so I'll let you resolve your tech. David Troutman, you're still on mute.
There we go. Okay.
Go ahead.
So I'm in opposition to this liquor license. There are just far too many liquor licenses on this tiny little block. We've got Hair of the Dog, the Skinny, Epstein's, or not Epstein's anymore, but the Piano. All of these are really, really terrible operators. And just adding another liquor license to this area continues to be a disaster for the community and for the police, who just can't keep things under control. Because I need to heal up from a flu or virus that I have, I'm going to extend my comments also to 120 Orchard Street, speaking in opposition of that one. All the same reasons apply. It's just an overwhelmed neighborhood with liquor license.
Okay, thank you, David. Are there any other members of the public who would like to speak? Okay, seeing none. Oh, I'm sorry. There are two in the chat who I guess don't know how to use. Okay, Patrick Walsh, I'm gonna move you over now. Patrick, go ahead. 2 minutes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I am in opposition to this liquor license, pardon me, and every liquor license on the Lower East Side at this point, including 120 Orchard Street. This is the only community in the city and possibly in the United States where it is a full-time job to live here, by which I mean making endless 311 complaints that come to nothing, dealing with the constant degradations and assaults upon our senses that are the logical, inevitable, and increasingly perilous result of an insane concentration of bars in a community where thousands of people, working people, are trying to live. And nothing short of the implementation of a police state can possibly control. Crime is in the air. You can smell it. It does not take a prophet to say with utter certainty that blood will be spilled and human life will be lost. You can't mix this amount of people with alcohol and not come to that horrible state. Any mature and reasonable person with an iota of decency can clearly see this. And yet this committee, against all reason, continues to approve applications. This last one, the last time you met, you approved 2 out of 3 applications. The first, a quiet tavern on the corner of Ludlow and Stanton, as if such a thing is even remotely possible. The other, the transformation of a takeout hamburger joint to a full bar on one of the worst corners of the city. Both are within 60 seconds of walking distance from where I sit. Tonight, the applicant from 99 Stanton Street abuts my home, abuts the wall behind which I sit, and abuts my daughter's bedroom. As of now, we as a family negotiate our way through a nightly army of drunks and predators just to get home. And then, when home.
Okay, if you can wrap up, please.
Okay, fortify our home against the music from clubs and bars and the screams of drunks.
Okay,
What
thank
has
you
been
very much.
created
Thank
here
you
is a
very much. Eric Gumpert, right? You are now recognized to speak.
Yeah, I just want to echo everything that's been said. I mean, it's such a high concentration of bars and particularly in this area. And, you know, I particularly don't understand why it has to be also why it's open to 2 a.m. That's not the sign of a real restaurant. I mean, it's just for, you know, I mean, is one question, is the kitchen going to be open fully serving till when? 1:30? I mean, it seems like its focal point will just be drinking and stuff. And I mean, this just, as everyone said, this just can't go on with more and more places, you know, violating the 500-foot rule. Also, another question, why aren't you saying the number of people that wrote in against it? It seems like you're only giving the people approving it. So I'm confused about that. All right. So those are my comments. Thanks.
Thank you, Eric. Any other members of the public would like to speak? Okay, I am going to remove DM Boyd from this meeting. Her conduct does not represent something that I think is conducive to just normal discussion between neighbors. I don't like that she's attacking committee members. There's a tone of decorum that's necessary. I'm sure she will join the next one, but she's been removed. And I hope that goes out to the whole community. If we cannot maintain decorum, like, this really isn't fun for any of us. So, okay. Sorry for the unpleasantness, everyone. Okay, the public has spoken. Committee, do we does the applicant want to respond to anything in particular?
Just one thing, the kitchen's open during all hours of operation.
Okay. Sarah, go ahead.
I just wanted to add, in reference to something that one of our community members had asked about, number of folks who write in or speak in opposition, that does get communicated in the resolution that we'll be sharing shortly. So you'll see what those numbers are there.
David, go ahead.
Yeah, we should deny this one. This is a very bad location, and it is getting very dangerous in the area. There has not been a business operating there since the end of 2018. That was pre-pandemic. At least that's when Eater New York has a story about them ceasing operation. If you look in the LAMP site, up until I think September of 21, it was inactive, but it is currently unlicensed, and it's been many years since there was. It's a terrible location. Just the environment is terrible. Did I have other notes here? Not really. Please, let's deny.
Jamie, go ahead.
I know that I have a personal professional connection to both the location and the operator, insofar as, to my knowledge, he's the operator that I bought my location from. I also know that, Pretty Ricky's at 101 Remington. Blaming a previous tenant for any problems of any future tenants is not how we should go about doing this. I'm not speaking pro or against the applicant at this moment. I will say I'm a block from there, and I'm in my currently active restaurant all day, every day, and I am the one who is calling, whether it be 311 or the narcotics or something, because I'm aware of what is going on in our neighborhood. And I do not think that there is a better public good, this is just my speech in general, to have an empty storefront for multiple years in a neighborhood that has plenty of empty storefronts, than to put something that we can discuss the applicant as well. Like, I would like to know from Frank, for example, or from the applicant themselves, a little more about their other license, since it's in the World Trade Building. I'd like to know a little bit more about it. But we need more people, we need more human beings around during the day as well. Absolutely. We want more bookstores. There are bookstores that have opened. I'm sure that the Economic Development Committee within CV3 has a lot to say on that. I'm sure they're the ones we should speak to with regards to alternative uses, but there is no alternative use being put forward in that space for the last 5 years. Granted, COVID was a part of that. And I would like bodies around during the day. That's my take on this kind of thing. And I don't think that blaming the sins of the previous tenant on the possible future tenant is the right way to go about this board. Anyway, my soliloquy, my rant is over. Frank, before anybody else wants to speak, if anybody else wants to speak afterwards, at some point, I would like to know a little bit more about the operation at One World Trade, or wherever exactly it is.
It's on Greenwich Street, so
Sorry.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, this is Sunny again. We're actually right in the underneath of the Tower 4 inside of the Oculus Mall. I'm pretty sure everyone has been there. It is a whole area is supervised by and also controlled by the PA, which is more of very keen and very strict about how to operate the food businesses. And Gainesville Liberty Market is a restaurant. It's not a food court. It's a food hall. It's in a really seating area and the restaurant type. And I've been the applicant. I've been running that place last almost 2 years. We opened up during the COVID, and we've been very trained. I've been very trained by how to operate the food businesses, and we had no problem with inside of the PA district, and adding more of the neighborhood on the Lower East Side. I mean, I agree with the Jesse that instead of having that place empty out for 4 years and who knows, another years it's going to be vacant. And because if it's a vacant area, there's no really people who's cleaning up the streets, controlling the neighbor, the people outside. And on our application, even though we are restaurant, we are putting our security guard to make sure that outside and inside are safe for the neighborhood. And and late night, we want to make sure that all the residents are not being disturbed by the old, people who drank at night. And we want to make sure, especially our block, or even at least in front of our neighborhood and across the street, making sure there is no traffic issues and that there's no, drunken people outside are making a lot of noise. That, we're investing into the more of the human resources, putting the security guy up there. So, we've been a good operator, and we want to make sure this place is gonna be a landmark at the Lower East Side, especially bringing the Korean fusion food. That's it.
If I can also introduce Erin on for a minute. Erin, can you unmute?
Yes, I'm here.
One of the things about practicing as long as I have is it becomes generational. I had the privilege of representing Erin's dad, Chinsup Ann, for years, and Erin has grown up in the industry. Mr. An had 151 East Houston Street. What was the name of the hotel, Erin? I don't remember.
It was called East Houston Hotel. Hotel East Houston.
For about 9 years, he was there, or 8 years?
That's correct.
Operated his liquor license without issue. Erin basically ran the front and back of house operations. She's also had experience in numerous other locations throughout the city. So between Sonny's experience and Erin's experience, this is a very well versed group in the hospitality industry.
Okay. Thank you all for the input. Sarah and Jesse, sorry to put you on the spot, but I think this is going to be a split kind of item, so.
Sorry, what did you say?
I just kind of want to hear your take, because I think David and Jamie are on very different sides of the debate.
I'm fine.
Cool. Jamie, go ahead.
No, sorry, I didn't mean to speak out of turn. Sorry.
No, you're good. Okay, I'm of the camp that this kind of, it kind of goes back to the same discussion we just had with the other Japanese restaurant. Like, this is a restaurant serving food. It is a saturated area, but it does have, I did mention the emails that we received, but I also did mention that there were residents who signed the petition. I don't know. I'm like not that opposed. They're also closing by 2 a.m. all days, which is what the last person who was licensed in this location did. Yes, that location is quite old and hasn't been operating in a long time, but if they're willing to go with the same hours. Sarah, go ahead.
I was just going to say that I thought it was helpful to get more context on the experience of the operators and, knowing that this is, something that they've been doing for a long time. I also definitely agree with what Sunny was saying about the location. It's kind of hard to know the other location with the license, kind of where the complaint is actually truly coming from. So I think that's like a difficult situation. Appreciate the context that's been provided on that item. That's all I wanted to add.
Cool. I agree with that. I liked hearing about the operating experience. I don't know why I didn't see that in the application. Jamie, go ahead.
I have a question about the other location on Greenwich Street. What is the size of it?
It's big. Sunny?
Frank, let's be a bit more precise.
Whole size is about 10,000 square feet, and we're sitting about 200 seats, and we have a type of foods, and we're serving about 15 different foods, and then we have a bar, cocktail bar, as of the part of the restaurant.
You said it's about 10,000 square feet. I'm sorry, did I get that right?
Yes, that's including all the section, whole area, including the kitchen area.
Yeah, but it's just the one that you operate, nothing else.
Yes.
Okay. Man, that's really throwing me off. That's not what I expected. That's huge. Okay. That speaks to a little more competency to run a space this size. That was my concern.
Well, you're saying it's too big, or it's bigger than you expected, or smaller than you expected?
It's much bigger. I don't know what I thought it was going to be like a small stand in the Oculus, and I was like, well, that doesn't really equate to running something the size of the old Stanton Social, but it sounds like it's twice the size of Stanton Social.
3 times. I have to say, right after COVID, Port Authority was making deals, and this was a big space and a reasonable rent. Sonny might disagree.
Okay. David, go ahead.
Yeah, it's not only huge, it's a new liquor license on the corner on Stanton between Orchard and Ludlow. Just one more appeal to please do not create a license at this location. It will be bad for the community.
FYI, I think that the size of the premise they were talking about was not this operation, but the other one. Just to, like, they currently operate in the FIDI Tribeca somewhere, and it's a much larger space than this one.
Okay, again, you caught me not paying full attention.
That's what I'm here for. Is it? I don't know. Who could pay full attention for 6 hours like we do? I don't know. I see the menu and it sings to me, which is probably displaying my bias. Jamie, do you have to recuse yourself for this application? Like, are you that tied to this or no?
No, God, no. I just know who he is.
Oh, okay.
And I know that he was a terrible operator.
Well, I was just trying to figure out what the vote count was going to be. And,
Oh, no. Look, it was a really bad location. The dude who ran it did a lot of bad stuff. And he shouldn't have been given a license. He was a bad operator. Everything about him. That is not the case for that does not appear to be the case for these operators. I'm not opposed to new business in the neighborhood, like I said earlier, but I'm opposed to people who don't appear to know what they're doing, don't have a plan.
And it sounds like they've already come up on the hours. I frankly, like, it's a restaurant. They've got a menu. Looks like they're going to serve food. I hear the public's concern, and I would hope that the applicants are also hearing the concern as well. David, I hear you're concerned about making a new liquor license, but like, it is not our duty to, we're not the ones giving out the licenses. We're here trying to like assess the public benefit and see if it's like a bad.
Can I just add one thing?
Must you, Frank?
There might be a little confusion though. Stanton Social wasn't a bad operator.
Was
an excellent operator.
Jamie, you're on mute, but also I think that's at least well in the past that is irrelevant to my frame of thinking. And I don't think that many people.
Was Rob Shamlingham not the operator of Stanton Social?
No.
Oh, all right. Well, I stand corrected.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry, David, but you're going to be outnumbered once more. I think we're going to just go through with the stipulations and the resolution as we have it. Frank and applicant, if you guys could please pay it. Yes, David.
Can we talk about the 2 a.m. closing? I mean, if it's a restaurant, it could close at midnight, 2 a.m., which is what we usually do. Remember, there's not a license there, and it's a bad area.
Let's take a straw poll on moving the hours. Who else on the committee is interested in moving the hours back to the suggested midnight as per David, or just loosing them all together? Because right now it's all 2 a.m. Raise your Zoom hands. Sorry, David. I think it's just you. So we're going to proceed. You made your point. Did you have more to add, or?
No, that was something else.
Sorry. Okay, we're gonna review the resolution, the stipulations now. Oh my lordy, here we go. Applicant Frank, please pay close attention. Okay, this is for a full on-premise liquor license for a full service restaurant serving Korean American fusion food. I will check that it's with a kitchen open and serving food during all hours of operation. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. The hours of operation will be opening no later than 4 p.m. and closing by, oh, sorry, I didn't adjust this stipulation. Are we okay if we verbally do it and I send it to you as corrected, as amended?
If you're asking me, we agree to it.
Okay, cool. All right. We're going with opening no later than 4 p.m. During the week, and then opening no later than 11 a.m. on the weekends, and then closing by 2 a.m. all days. And it will be adjusted as such. And you have record of it now that I've said that. You will not use outdoor space for commercial use. You will employ a doorman, security personnel. You'll install soundproofing in consultation with a sound engineer to ensure that sound is not audible in surrounding apartments. Can we get a little nod on that?
I'm sorry, what did you say, Janet?
Install soundproofing in consultation with a sound engineer.
Sonny?
Yeah,
Sonny,
so
you
we're
okay with
gonna
that?
test it. I mean, we will have a consultation, but based on what we are trying to do, we're just gonna have the streaming music on the background. I mean, we as we are cleaning up the place and renovating it, any places that where weak area, definitely we're gonna reinforce it.
Got it. So this is a standard stipulation that we have. Instead of just saying install soundproofing, which is a little too vague, we want to add that it should be in consultation with a sound engineer. Are you amenable to that? This just gives us more peace that like the noise that you're going to create is not going to extend into the rest of the building or neighborhood.
I would say yes, Sonny.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
We'll have
You're going to close any front or rear facade doors and windows by 10 p.m. You will not have DJs, live music, promoted events, any event at which a cover fee is charged, scheduled performances. You'll play ambient recorded background music only. You'll not apply for an alteration without coming to CB3 first. You'll not seek a change in class without coming to CB3 first. You will not participate in pub crawls, party buses, unlimited drink specials with or boozy brunches. You may have happy hour and it'll end by 7 p.m. You will not have wait lines outside. You will have a staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering, noise, or crowds outside. And you will conspicuously post the stipulation form beside your liquor license. And I have here, Sonny, that your number is 917-734-9001.
Can you change that to my new work number?
Sure. What is it?
516-329-5277.
Okay, thank you. I will adjust that and you will receive it as adjusted. Does that look all good to you?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, committee, I'm now going to flash up the resolution as drafted, as was shared on Google Docs. Sorry, let me quickly add other. I think there were 6 residents who spoke in opposition. Someone keep me honest if it's more than 6. I'll go back and check, but I think substantively the resolution stands. Okay. Okay, we're going to put this to a vote. Amanda has left the meeting, so she's not present. Jamie Felber?
Yes.
Sarah Bachu?
Yes.
David Crane?
No.
Jesse Beck?
Yes.
Jeanette Kim, yes, this resolution passes. Applicants, we will send you the stipulations. Please sign and return promptly. If you won't sign them, please also let us know.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
Good night. Okay, the next application. Oh my God, let's move this along. Let's is going to be number 7, 120 Orchard Street. Can we have the applicants for number 7? Please. Oh, Frank, are you on this one as well? Okay, great. What is that, Frank? Send one over.
Frank, can you treat us with a little bit of respect? in your robe drinking martinis. I don't appreciate that. Wow. Okay. Okay.
Oh, Frank. You're supposed to help your client's case, you know? Okay. All right.
Many would say I'm better this way.
Okay. Cool. Who are we supposed to have on? Who's the applicant? Where's the applicant? Okay, there we go. Bryce Jones. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolute pleasure. Okay. This is for number 7, 120 Orchard Street. I'll tell you a little bit about it, and then I'll let you guys supplement. Y'all supplement. Okay, so this is for an LLC to be formed by Bryce Jones. This is for a full OP liquor license at 120 Orchard Street. The C of O is for 115 people, about 71 seats at 19 tables, 2 bars with 18 seats total. And the food is traditional Roman tavern style, serving food during all hours of operation, 1 television, and the proposed method of music is live music and DJs playing at background levels, but we shall discuss. There are 28 full on-premise liquor licenses within 500 feet. Location currently has a full OP liquor license with closures at 4 a.m. Thursday through Saturday, as issued to the Orchard Room, which was issued back in 2021, and it was previously licensed since 2014 for Max Fish. The applicant has 11 years of experience in the industry and is a current license holder at restaurants in other boroughs with no SLA violation history there. There have been 0 commercial complaints at this location with action necessary since 2018. There were 9 residents within a block of the premise who emailed CB3 in opposition to the application, citing noise, trash, disruptive drunken behavior, and general saturation. There were 30 residents who lived within 2 blocks of the location, including 5 who live in the same building, who signed the petition in favor of the application. And the proposed operating hours would be to open at 4 p.m. Monday through Friday and opening at 11 a.m. Saturday to Sunday, closing by 2 a.m. Sunday to Wednesday, and closing by 4 a.m. Thursday to Saturday. Okay, can you clarify what you are trying to do with the music?
Okay, but before we get there,
I asked the question. Sorry, Frank. Can we get a
go ahead,
clarification?
Bryce. Go, Bryce.
That'll shape the discussion.
For the music, I mean, it'd be similar to walking into an alleyway tavern in Rome. You would have background music upstairs with potentially a DJ spinning vinyl of the 70s, and downstairs would be similar.
So this would be unamplified acoustic music only, correct?
This
Or
would
live
be
music.
whatever is in that stipulation in nature of, we would do records that are unamplified, but I think you could also put on an MP3 player of sorts and CDJs and do the
So
same. DJs.
oftentimes with acoustic music or with people playing live music, we stipulate that it not be amplified.
Got it. But so, all right. So in the scenario that there would be live music, you're asking me if it's amplified or not amplified.
We would ask that it be unamplified, and that would be purely acoustic, because then it gets to like the level of noise that's more appropriate.
Got it.
We're not looking to have as a band come in and play a set and have yeah.
So I had like a 3-piece like bossa nova group. Could I have a microphone amplified for the singer? We all like bossa nova, so like I think that could be like a nice.
And I love bossa nova too, but
to round out because the trumpet or the strings would be louder than the voice potentially, so it'd be nice to like bring it all together.
So at least now we have a sense of what the proposed operation is, and then we can discuss it thereafter. Any other color you would like to add, David, before I'm going to ask the applicants to add color, and then David will move on to committee. So Frank and Bryce, if you'd like to add any color to the application, please go ahead.
I have a point of information, however.
Can we do it after they speak?
Sure.
No? Yeah. Okay. Frank and Bryce, please.
What I was going to mention was that this is an asset transfer. We're purchasing the Orchard Room. We basically reviewed the prior stipulations and did an overlay of exactly what we previously approved to make it as easy as possible. We didn't go 4 a.m. 7 days a week. We're staying to what currently exists. It's transferred an existing license. And that's all I have, unless Bryce has something.
No, and That would be it.
Okay, thanks. David, go ahead.
Yeah, I was suspicious that there were no 311 complaints, so I went and looked them up, and there are a lot. There were 3 actions with action in the last since 2018. I could display the document extracted, perhaps if I could do a screen share, but there were 4 under the current operator, the Orchard Ballroom, and 2 under Max Fish since 2018. So 6.
Okay.
One complaint.
Can I speak to that?
Well, first, let's make sure that we have it captured correctly in the
What's your count, David?
6.
6. Okay. Thank you for that amendment. Oh, sorry, Sarah. Okay. Yeah, Bryce, if you want to address it, I suppose, go ahead.
I was unaware of any other, 301 calls on the property. However, listening to this meeting, I think it's more about what the future operator controls rather than the previous. For example, I've operated venues for 11 years in New York City. And I have a pretty good track record as far as that's concerned. I think when you want me to take over the space from the Max Fish and Orchard Room operators, if that's the case.
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
Wouldn't you want me to take over the space with my better track record with 301 calls and working with the community? To speak to like my experience, we've been operating day and night, food and beverage outlets in New York City for a long time. We've been proclamated by the city council for our work in the community through those operations, through Antonio Reynoso, who's now, I believe, the Brooklyn Borough president. We have a longstanding relationship at our Williamsburg locations with the Suarez community and Cuff, who does all the low-income housing in that development. I think, we're excited to work with the Lower East Side. We're excited to be in Manhattan. I think that's a huge opportunity for us in our operation, and we want to
Sure.
work.
On that note about cooperating with the neighborhood, have you done outreach to the neighborhood, any of the neighborhood associations, block associations, anything like that?
I believe the Dime Association actually just submitted a letter of recommendation on our behalf to you guys as well, if I'm not mistaken, based off that, as well as exactly. And out of our signatures, we have 25 out of the 55 are all within a block radius, which I think
I don't think I received the Dime Square Block Association letter of recommendation, to be honest, but
They emailed us to tell
Yeah,
us that they're sending it to.
okay. Maybe it is somewhere in the emails that I have. Oh, I do have it. I apologize. I totally missed this email. Got it. Okay, cool. Thank you.
so. But
Any
as
other
far as
questions?
the-
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
As far as the previous operators, I can't speak to the 301 calls. I only know how I operate businesses, and I do it with integrity and respect to the community.
Okay. Jamie, you had your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, sort of to David, since you looked up the 311 complaints, did you by any chance look up the ones in their other locations?
No, I didn't do that.
I just asked Sarah to do that now, so I think she's on the case.
Okay, great. Bryce, with regards to your work in the community at your other locations, can you give a little more color to that? Just give us a little more understanding.
Yeah, I mean, it started off pretty simply. Like Williamsburg's obviously gone through a significant amount of transformation over the last, better part of 20 years. And we first became stakeholders in the neighborhood about 10 years ago. And we have a coffee shop during the day, so we see a lot of people walking around the streets, and we try to bring activity during that. And it started out really with food pantries. So Los Sordas actually brings in pallets from Meals on Wheels. And what we would do is we would help give out food every Friday in the summer, which was, to be fair, not the easiest thing to have bartenders that work till the late hours of the night come in at 10 a.m. to give out food for 4 hours. So that's pretty much how it started on a weekly basis. Obviously, Thanksgiving was a huge day as well. And then just working with the community and doing anything we could from helping out with something as simple as donating beer to a block party up the street for the community, to, you know, helping out with Thanksgiving and the holidays and coat drives and canned soups and so forth. Like, we do a lot of that. And, you know, this is a much smaller operation than what we have in Williamsburg. I think the staff we have in Williamsburg alone, we have 140 people just for that one location. So like when we do something like a coat drive or a food drive, like we can really turn out a pretty good number. That's pretty amazing for the community.
David, do you have another substantive question?
Yeah.
I will say, if your question might be more relevant after the public session, you might want to save. No,
I'd rather
go
say-
ahead.
Yeah.
No,
Okay, so I see in the application that you chose the STIP for with the kitchen open instead of with less than a full service kitchen. But earlier in the questionnaire, there was another answer which indicated that you won't have a full kitchen, but you will have a food preparation area. So I'm just wondering, what is it? I think a restaurant needs a kitchen, so that you had any doubt.
So to be clear, and maybe Frank can explain what the definition of a kitchen versus a prep area is. I don't really know the terminology as it relates to this, but I do know there's no hood there. So I am going to cook as much food as I possibly can cook for my customer, because the more food I sell, the more money I make, and the more betters this operation. But I don't have a hood. So, you know, I will do what is ever possible to do that under the confines of the Department of Health and so forth. But currently, under the current stipulations, it doesn't say anything past what I'm trying to do, and that's probably why they don't have a hood. But
Well, it's an all electric kitchen, basically.
yeah, that doesn't have, you know, exhausting into the neighboring building next door.
Good thing.
So we're looking to do as much food as possible under that. And it's also our opinion, I mean, not to overspeak, but like, I think for the crowd that we're going for and the longevity we want to have in this neighborhood, because I don't want to stop with this one. I want to be back before you guys 2 years from now with a good track record to do this again with some other concepts. You know, for us, those all around evolve around food. I mean, we were just talking about the Stand Social. I mean, that was, for as much as they did in beverage, they did in food as well. I remember the French onion soup dumplings. Like, that's part of like that concept. We want to sell food. Well, we sell beverage 100% because it's a bar and tavern. But like for us, like food is definitely going to be a critical part of it.
So the
That's
STIP
Mayor.
for the kitchen is the one you chose. Okay, as long as we keep that STIP.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, is it a full kitchen or is it a prep area?
What is the difference?
Well, you're serving.
Wait, Frank, let's let Frank answer.
Bryce, it's a kitchen, has every equipment in the kitchen except for an exhaust. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Then it's a kitchen as far as I'm concerned. A kitchen can be all electric and have no gas fumes. No reason why it can't be.
All right, I will note in the application that it's a full kitchen. And I think if they fall short of that, then that is up to them to have to amend. But it sounds like they're fine with that. Okay, cool.
We're happy with that.
Anything else from the committee before we move on to public? Jesse, you're unmuted, so.
No, it was just about the prep. I was just reflecting on, from what I recall in the past, the prep stations are more for really just that, like almost like raw food, not even the cooking or baking or stuff like that. So I think that it is in line with past STIPs that we've done. If that's the only thing that is absent.
Sounds good. David?
So the other one, I think you cleared it up because you were talking about music, but they had chosen the STIP that would not allow live music, but in other answers they had said there would be live musicians. But anyway, you cleared that up already?
So yeah, they already said what their proposal is. Any questions more on that, we can ask them, but otherwise let's move to the public and then we can return.
So they weren't clear at one point when they were filling out the application. Got it.
Correct, which is why I asked them to clarify, which is why we have that answer. Okay, we're gonna move on to public because we will come back to committee. Anyone from the public who would like to speak on this item, number 7, 120 Orchard Street, please raise your Zoom hand. Marcel, you are recognized for 2 minutes. Please go ahead. Marcel? Okay, anyone else like,
Okay.
oh, sorry, go ahead then.
I'm Marcel. I am representing the Orchard Street Association, and we oppose to this application. Orchard Street has become one of the blocks, the new blocks that has been hit tremendously over the past few years. We've been on these meetings many times, and these hours, the 4 a.m. hours seem really problematic, and it's just more trouble waiting to happen, as well as the live music. And many times we've opposed this before, but it seems that the laws and the rules are being mended for certain applicants, and I feel like it's very problematic. So we strictly oppose, and they never reached out to us regarding. I know I'm hearing about this Dime Square Association, but we never heard from them, and we are Orchard Street, so but we oppose to it.
Thank you, Marcel. Anyone else from the public like to speak? Okay, Eric, let me find you. Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I oppose this license. I mean, I'm not hearing anyone in this committee talking about realizing that there's a crisis in this community, and that any license has to be approved if it has an extraordinary benefit. Having a loud bar and tavern, and which not even a real kitchen. I mean, if it doesn't have a hood, there are many things you can't cook that might fume and smoke. So and with these hours, and also no one's mentioned that Orchard Street is a very narrow street, much narrower than most streets. I mean, so with the loud bar, one thing we don't need is another bar, even if they're following procedures, checking IDs, that means there's people screaming on the street, meeting in front of it. I mean, there is no public benefit for this. When I mean, it seems like you're just rubber stamping all these places. I mean, this is very frustrating, and please mention how many people wrote in to say that they don't approve this. I think it's important that that be mentioned on the record. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public like to speak? I see a hand up. Jill Graves, you are now recognized for 2 minutes. Jill, you should be able to unmute yourself.
Yeah, can you hear me? Join this
Yes, go ahead. You just muted yourself again.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Go ahead.
I'm in agreement that this with the last person who spoke and the Orchard Street Association. We're getting a lot of runoff of people from these bars. I live over on Suffolk Street, and we're like constantly harassed throughout the night with the noise and the drunkenness. And one night I was coming home, there was a woman like lying on the street, nobody taking care of her. She was really, really drunk. It's like this, and both my boys were mugged in this area. It's not great. And I would like to hear that you understand that. And like the last person who called in, I'm also not hearing you respond to that. The thing that was said earlier, where the people who want this place said that there's going to be a DJ spinning music upstairs and the same downstairs. Well, that's like a club. So that's amplified music. I don't understand why that was glossed over. So correct me if I'm mistaken, but just shed some light on this. And I am totally opposed to this. Thank you.
Thank you, Jill. Let me clarify that, like, I take the proposal. They say what they want to do, and then we move on to public to let them speak on it. So it's not that we're glossed over. It's that, we're not fully discussed. I haven't agreed to anything yet. So that's, I appreciate your input. Okay. Is there anyone else from the public who'd like to speak? Looks like not. Okay. Is there anything that Frank and Bryce would like to respond to?
I'd like to mention that no one who's spoke against this application has indicated that the current operator is a problem in the neighborhood. On top of that, we're not adding a bar to the neighborhood. This is an existing bar. The man who's currently there now is selling it to us. Are we telling this fellow who hasn't been a problem in the neighborhood that he can't sell his asset? That's all I have, Bryce.
Is this a sale of assets? I didn't think it was.
Yes, so they
I did say that at the beginning of this agenda item, David.
Caught me again.
Bryce, if you have anything, I have nothing more.
No, I just think, as far as some of the comments, I think we're going to strive to make the community of Orchard Street a better place. I think, we would love to work with the community as we move forward in this and be ingrained into and part of it. So.
And I have to also mention, we're currently located, Bryce's other place in Community Wood number 1 in Brooklyn, which is Williamsburg. Bryce, is it 10 years now?
Almost. I think 9.
Without a single complaint from a neighbor, without a single 311 complaint, no SLA history. This is a good operator. This is an operator you want in the neighborhood.
Sorry, Jamie, go ahead.
Couple of things. First of all, to Jill Graves, thank you. That was a perfect way of bringing your point across with in a manner that we try to behave it as ourselves. So thank you for having decorum in the way that you brought your points to us. To further to your point about a proposed DJ, I understand fully if they that if there was like, hey, we plan to have a rotation of DJs and that's the focus of what we're doing. A DJ in this instance, you're going to assume that the sound system, or I'm going to assume the sound system is built specifically for entertainment level. It's a misnomer to think that a DJ controls the volume of the music. The volume of the music is going to be controlled by the house. So whether you have an iPad or an MP3 player or a DJ with the same sound system, it's going to have the same volume. The volume can be an issue, but it's not the DJ if the business model is not relating to promoted events. And Frank, you're right. This Bryce has a great reputation as an operator, but it's a different operation. Unless there's going to be a cafe during the day as well, it is a different methodology. He doesn't have any issues as far as I know, and that's to be pointed out. But it is to also be pointed out that it is a location with a limited kitchen. I know the space, unless there's been retrofitting on it, and it is a limited menu. So just that is something that I'm just thinking out loud about for my committee members.
David, go ahead.
All right. So y'all know that I've asked you to vote against it, to deny it, but hear me out this time. This one is different. It is a bad location, but it is currently licensed. But it is anyway. The dwellers are not here to represent themselves, so I'm going to read what they wrote to us. This is a theory that they have that I think holds water, and if we don't allow them to go to a 500-foot hearing, because like I said, it'll be terminated very quickly if there won't be any substantive investigation if we send up a resolution approving it. But listen to what they say. The license expires, the current one, the license expires in April 2023. but the business appears to have closed in 2022. Social media entries ceased updating, and the venue was put on the market with an updated listing in February 2023, advertising 2 liquor licenses as part of the location. And by the way, that is not allowed, but it was done. And then so they won't take kindly to that, but I can't prove it. Okay. I'm continuing reading. Applicants must surrender their license if they cease operating, according to New York SLA Advisory 2015-5. All licensed retailers are required to keep their businesses open. However, if the licensed retailer is permanently closed or otherwise permanently ceasing licensed activities before the expiration date of the current license certificate, licensee's certificate must be submitted to the authority for surrender. That's what they wrote. So basically, they are saying that it shouldn't really be currently licensed. And there's something wrong with the way that it was being advertised as for sale. Sale of assets, including the liquor licenses, was apparently, like I said, I haven't seen it. I want to allow the dwellers and the Orchard Street Block Association to go to the SLA. I'm sure Dime Square Block Association would do it because they're explicitly pro nightlife. But I know that the local block associations want us to deny this one. And for other reasons, as I said, this one isn't as on strong a footing as the others. But because that license is currently probably in safekeeping, I'm not really
I think sorry, David, it sounds like the summary of what you're thinking is it's a no-go. If we have a good chance, if we deny.
If we deny, no, what I'm saying is if we deny that the SLA will have a hearing and the dwellers will be able to present all of their evidence to the SLA, we can't evaluate all that evidence. I believe them. I just
So what's your position? I'm sorry, I'm confused.
My position is that we should deny. We should deny so that the SLA.
Okay, so I actually don't think we're all of a different camp here. So I'm of the.
Sure we are, but I'm entitled to try to sway the opinion. Or maybe we're not all.
No, what I'm saying is I'm just trying to stop you from going further because I think we might already be on the same page is what I'm trying to do as the chair and move things along. So Jesse, please speak.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I'm clarifying this. So they stopped being open and they stopped serving, David, is what you read a while back, and we know this, or we don't know this. That's what you're saying.
Well, they appeared to have closed in 2022. I mean, I don't go down there very often, but I looked around and I don't see anything indicating like they have been operating, but 2022, so it's within the last year. But the fact is they didn't surrender the license. However, they did advertise that we're selling the business and you can have the licenses as part of that sale. That I can't vouch for, but I bet that the dwellers have the evidence.
I don't know.
Jesse, can I read, just getting what's your vibe? What's your vibe on this?
Well, I'm playing I get what you're saying. You want to kind of arm them to go to the SLA with a denial so that they can go and fight for it. So I get that. I also then get that this is an actor who doesn't have any 311 complaints and doesn't have any issues. So there's that. And then I also get that, recently, I was just accosted in this area around here, and it was, in front of a open business. And, it doesn't feel, I think we're talking a lot about how it feels, accosting with all these people. But I'll tell you, when there's not a lot of people on the streets, because there's a lot of businesses closed, it doesn't really feel that great either. So, I don't know that I'm set on not encouraging what I feel is a good actor. We can work on the steps to take over this establishment versus just having it sit vacant. That's where I come down.
Sarah, can I get your take on this?
I like what Jesse's adding to the conversation. I'm getting a little bit lost. I'm sorry, David, because I do want to follow what you're saying about this extra evidence. And maybe that could just be clarified again, because I do want to try to understand what you're saying.
Yeah, David, if you could succinctly share what, I couldn't follow what you were saying.
Okay, succinctly, they haven't been operating for a while. And they advertised that they were going to be selling the business or the assets of the business, indicating that they weren't intending to continue to operate. Under those conditions, they're supposed to surrender the license, which they didn't do. This is a common practice, but it's against the rules, though. That's one part. The other part is they advertised that the licenses were for sale, which they're not. And that is the thing that I can't show, but that is a strong no with the SLA, and that's on the previous operator.
Okay, so
just if you could make it clear, how does that affect this applicant if it is not on them?
yeah, like what pertinence does it have to our decision process here?
Well, it's a way to stop an additional license from happening in the neighborhood. I mean, to reduce the impact.
Well, not an additional license, a same license.
I know, to eliminate a license, which should be a goal of ours in this area. It's very oversaturated. And also
let's be careful, David, because we're not here trying to stop businesses from businessing.
No, I'm trying.
We are here to evaluate the merits of this application and communicate our findings to the SLA. So
and protecting the community is a strong part of that. That's part of what the 500-foot hearing is about.
I'm with you, but let's just, I mean, I think some of your verbiage could be misconstrued. So let's
but yours could be as well, since you just said that we're here to evaluate the applicant.
Okay, Jamie.
No, lost it. Whatever you guys were talking about just threw me off. Sorry.
I think it's really tough. I think we're in a really tough position here because it is licensed, right? And even if it's not currently licensed, even if it's currently on sale, what have you, it's still a place that a license did exist, which puts us in the sticky situation is if we deny it, and all that you're saying, David, could go the other way.
If
it could go the other way, David, thank you, I'm still speaking. Then, you know, we'd be caught in a bad place, but not in the, I mean, yeah, I think it's, I'll straw poll once again. Jesse and, correct me if I'm wrong, Jesse and Sarah, you guys are okay, but you want to revisit the steps. David and Jamie, I think you guys are outright deny. Does anyone want to correct me?
I didn't say that. I'm just, I haven't got a final opinion yet.
Okay.
Can I say that if the dwellers are correct, it is not currently licensed? That is the theory that needs to be
Okay, thank you, David.
Could you recognize Bryce, Jeanette?
Sure, yeah. Sorry, I saw his hand. I was just trying to get the view of the committee to the rest of the committee. Bryce, go ahead, please.
I believe
Please, and also if you could just add substantive things that hasn't been said yet, that'd be great. Anything to help us along.
I think this is substantive. So they are operating, just not like they're trying to make it as much as they can. I think they're operating Fridays and Saturdays as of now. And currently they've, you know, I think there's an economic concerns there, but I do believe the license is active and operating as I see fit. I mean, at the very least in the walkthroughs, no, I believe they're operating with security to the stipulations of their license.
And it's not surprising there's an advertisement saying the place is licensed. I mean, I don't care how a broker words it, but being a licensed premises makes a selling point.
I will say that their Instagram is active. I mean, I don't know.
Jeanette, you have someone who just chimed in that he's the current operator.
I know, but the one thing is A, he's using a chat function he's not supposed to be using for like substance to the debate, unfortunately, because that's not like open. And B, there was a whole public session, he didn't speak up. So that's, so Jesse, I see it and I'm like, I don't know.
That's fine. That's fine. I was just joking.
Yeah. I mean, per Google search, the Orchard Room is still in operation, David. So this whole thing about it not being, I think we have to assume it's operating.
Okay.
So, I mean, as far as we can tell, right, it's operating. So whatever else is going on, I don't know how to speak to that. let's return to the application itself. Jesse and Sarah, y'all seem okay if we could maybe revise the steps? Like, what about the steps right now? What about their proposed operation is not in agreement with you at this time?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any necessarily changes to the steps right now in this point. So until we know if we have a straw poll of just as it is, and because it's operating as it was originally operating, correct? Like that's,
Yes.
I mean, so I don't know. I don't know that I do. I just said it was an option if we wanted to try and go one way or another. I'm not sure where we're all standing on this, but I don't have anything that I would change necessarily at this point. 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. is not crazy because it's what it was.
I still am a little bit lost about the DJ situation. I apologize because I know this was addressed earlier and David has also already missed it. So that's the only thing that I was kind of confused by as I was reviewing this application and writing our draft resolution.
That's totally fair because yeah, it's unclear, and then they have to clarify what kind of operation would you be comfortable with, given what they've said, given what you've read.
I mean, I think it would be good if they could agree to our resolution of, or I'm sorry, our typical stipulations of background music only. But I understand, if there's something.
Is anyone, okay, so what about the live acoustic music?
Are you asking me or?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Oh. I personally don't have a problem with that. I just want to kind of get on the same page about what's happening where in that space. I heard something about DJ 1 floor live acoustic.
Yeah. Okay, so Bryce and Frank, as it stands, right? Like it sounds like we're maybe okay with coming to a resolution on this. I think what gives us the most pause are like, it is a saturated area. Those are late hours. We know that the current license is operating XYZ, whatever. But the music does make us uncomfortable. Bryce, you did say you want to like open other operations in this neighborhood. Like it would behoove you perhaps now to kind of work with us here, hearing our concerns. Like, I guess, what would you put forth to us to be like, this is the way I can operate. This is what I'm confident in doing well. And then happy to work with the neighborhood on that.
No, of course. I mean, I'm looking to work with the neighborhood no matter what. I mean, to echo David's points, there's several 301 calls with the current operator on this property. I'm offering you an experienced operator that, would not want to have that. And to Jesse's point, I'm looking to activate security on the property every day. And I'm looking to activate that street, which doesn't have, much at night on it to add a safety to the community. Which, by the way, I think we're over like 30 arrests have been coordinated through NYPD with our security cameras, our security teams in the past, based off just like what was previously a desolate block in Williamsburg before, the development of it. So like we have experience working with the NYPD, with the community affairs officers, with the NCOs, with the community board. But as far as limiting my hours to what the stipulations are, I don't.
That wasn't the question. The question was music.
Music.
I have to point out that the current licensee has a DJ also.
Yeah, I want to keep exactly what the stipulations are currently. I think that, that allows me economically to do what I need to do, and it goes with the concept, and I wouldn't rather not change that. But you'll get an experienced operator that I think will work with the community.
Okay, I'm kind of on Jesse and Sarah's train where like I actually don't really mind as it stands. I mean, it's already licensed as it stands and they're using the stipulations as it stands. I will ask if Jesse, if you're on your computer, could you go and make sure that the stipulations are what we're mirroring currently? That would be helpful. I know Frank and Bryce probably looked at it as well, but for our diligence, let's make sure that that's what we're doing. Because then the idea is if it's already licensed and it's operating that way, we're swapping out an operator for someone who's presumably promising us a better operation. So in my mind, it's a good thing. And I don't see why we wouldn't do that. I also think it would be, I mean, if we want to ask the applicant now to like come back on those stipulations a little bit, now would be the time to ask. I mean, not to speak like you're not in the room, but like he seems amenable to being cooperative. And so like if we want to ask, we should ask now. And David, like, I'm sorry again that you're a bit outnumbered in the ultimate vote, but you know, if we can mold, if you have proposals to the applicant now about changing these stipulations a little bit, I don't know, he sounds pretty amenable. Jamie, go ahead. David, while you form your thoughts, Jamie, go ahead.
David, feel free to go ahead if you want to speak first.
You go ahead.
Okay. Applicant is currently for 4 a.m. Is that what I'm reading? Is that correct? There's been no edits and modifications to it. It's 4 a.m. Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yes,
Yeah.
4 to 4, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Yes,
again,
and
not to make
Monday,
it
Wednesday, 4 a.m. to 2 a.m. 4 p.m. to 2 a.m.
As Jeanette pointed out, not to make it weird to talk about Bryce as though he's not in the room. I know employees of his who speak highly of him. I know people who work for him in both Brooklyn and in Miami who speak well of him, that on top of all of his community outreach work, etc. Like, I have no reason to think he's a bad operator. That being said, here's my take on it. Because of all the issues we have in the neighborhood, meet us at 2 a.m. all days instead of 4 a.m. Start there. Nix the live music for the time being, because you can still play the same kind of music from a DJ or an iPad or whatever. You can find bossa nova playlists. Do that for a little while and come back to us. Prove that you are everything that you say and I seem to believe you are, because I do have to also take into consideration the neighborhood as well.
Yeah, I like that suggestion of nixing the live music and sticking to, when we say DJ, we still mean ambient background levels only. It
Yeah,
just
the
means that there can be a
DJ
live
thing to me
curator.
is a misnomer of language. It's music. It's recorded.
100%, but like I'm just saying that's the standard verbiage that we use on all our resolutions. And Bryce, just to clarify, is that we just don't want to set up a situation where it's a DJ, so it's a club, right? And so we like to stipulate very specifically that it's a DJ who's curating the music, but the music levels remain at ambient background levels. That's all we're saying. And that's what we hope is what you're going for as well for the DJ.
Yes, but the 4 a.m. is important to us. I mean, Jamie, while I appreciate taking, you're an operator, the capital that's needed to do this. You probably know what I'm probably paying for the site. You know what the capital I'm going to put in to do it right, and to put into a kitchen that can be more than what Max Fish is. Did anybody ever eat at Max Fish, by the way? Like, the effort and capital that needs to go into this project. Like, I need the extra. And it's not even about what the revenue between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. is. No, I don't think anything good happens after 2 a.m. in New York City. And I'm echoing your point. But the reality is nobody's going to go to your establishment at 11 or 12 on the Lower East Side unless you're open till 4.
Okay,
And
let's hold on. Can we focus on the music discussion and then close that out and then go back to the hours? So music, are you okay with ambient background music only, whether it's curated by a DJ live or just playing from an iPod or iPad or whatever?
So specifically upstairs, I'm 100% open to the ambient music. Downstairs, I am fine with that. At what is ambient defined as in the community board's standard?
People should be able to have conversations over it.
Got it. Okay. Frank, what's our stipulations currently say?
I'm going to defer to Jesse because he's probably looking at them.
Oh, I can look at ours. I was trying to look for the old ones.
I think one of the problems we have with this space is that, and again, I'm going to date myself, going back to Gallery Bar, to Max Fish, to Orchard Room, this has always been 4 a.m. on the weekends. And that's 15 years. I mean, Bryce, would you consider 2 a.m. on Thursday? Because the concerns are genuine.
I would consider 2 a.m. on Thursday, and I consider potentially limiting live music as well. If you wanted me to like not have live music on after a certain hour, I'm open to that as well.
But what if you kept it in the basement only?
I mean, I have no quarrel with live music.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
especially if it's in the basement, I think that's fine. I would still, again, like go with the unamplified language that we go with all of our stuff. Oh, but I do hear you. If you have a singer next to guitars, you kind of need amplification. But I mean, that's what we asked for. We asked for.
I mean, isn't it always all soundproof? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No. Let's
I mean,
see
isn't it all like soundproof? Isn't
Yeah,
that
I mean,
at the end of the
Max
day,
Fish-
it's
Very well
it's
said.
as long as it's not audible to anyone or any neighbor or any community, that's, I mean, that's in everything. So whether or not it's, you know,
Okay, okay.
three
Fair.
string
Here's the
instruments or
proposal.
two and a horn, you know, it's like, if it's done properly as the space should be done, then so be it.
Okay, here's the proposal then. It is, I think, yes, the basement should be fine for anything. Like, I mean, probably not DJ, because like that, like raves, I'm not saying DJ's fine. Raves are no good, even in the basement. It's still
Cut raves out.
the walls.
Our occupancy downstairs, I believe, is I can look it up, but it's not quite near a rave. I think it's 40 people is what our PA is downstairs.
Okay, so here's the proposal then. Here's what we think we can all agree to, I think, is what I'm hearing, is ambient background level music only, whether curated by a DJ or not, on the first floor. And on the basement level, live music and or DJ and or recorded background music.
I can do that.
Okay. Okay, let me adjust the, actually, Sarah, are you in the resolution?
Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, okay, I'll entrust you to make those adjustments. Jesse, did you not find the?
I can't find the original. I could, if the one, the orchard room one. So
I'm looking.
I know I looked at it, but I couldn't see it.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm looking at the active licenses database, and it says 2 a.m., 4 a.m. It says recorded DJ only, no live music. But I'm okay with letting live music go in the basement. Actually, well, I don't know. David, you seem like you have something to say. Go ahead.
Well, I was just about to suggest where to find. You found the old resos, the old.
I didn't find the old reso. I'm looking at the SLA, like
The
the
SLA,
current liquor. No, not the SLA. Excuse me, like the database of active licenses.
Okay, that almost certainly is what we did. Yeah, I'd like to see as little music as possible coming out of the place, and so, you know, unamplified acoustic music in the basement, especially if it ended by well before 4 a.m., like before midnight, would probably be okay. These buildings have problems. I don't know the construction of this building, but if you put something in the basement, it's really not possible to fully sound insulate. I mean, that's why we have the thing about sound engineer. There may be some rather special measures required to ensure it. So yeah, if it's done properly. So therefore, I would like to see that we just don't have amplified live music. I think maybe you've already agreed to that, though. Did you catch me?
Well, I don't know. We just keep going around with like a lot of little details and like trying to figure out like what's going to fit. But like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to get to quorum on this. I don't know how to get
Can
to
we
like.
put the language? Is it possible? I mean, I know.
Well, no, because there's no language yet because we're still talking out the details here.
We could be editing it, and then we can see sort of the current one. Maybe would that help, or is it? We may not be able to.
I guess, Bryce, are you hearing these concerns? Like, I don't know if you, I don't know where you live in the city, but like, I can tell you that my first floor neighbor is the only neighbor I hear in my building somehow. And I don't even live on top of that apartment. So like, there is a sense of like reverberation. So that's David's concern and like wanting to add hour restrictions to kind of like the music situation. However, we're not going to impede them to like play recorded music at all hours. Right. So David, you're basically just trying to cut off the live music.
How about no live music after midnight?
Okay.
But DJs are included, but no live music after midnight. And that way you'll never have the thought of even a horn at all, like after midnight. Okay. And then JB, for your thought of operating hours, I am more than happy to concede 4 a.m. on Thursday to 2 a.m. to make it only Friday and Saturday. If the board feels that is a good faith effort for a win here for the community. And if 2 years from now, I feel that that really is relevant to our success in that location and we've operated in good faith with you guys and you guys are happy to have us, I will come back to this board and ask for an extension.
That all works for me.
Can I ask then, is it in there that all recorded music would be at ambient background level?
Yes, that's very standard in our SIPs.
And all live music would be unamplified acoustic? Was that agreed to, or was it?
I don't think we came to a resolution on if
Okay.
ending at midnight, it was still gonna be acoustic. I don't think we came to that resolution.
I can't remember the last time we allowed anything that wasn't acoustic.
Let's just stick with unamplified. It's what we say in all of our other resolutions. And like Bryce, I can appreciate that a bossa nova vocalist might not be as loud as her guitarist, but let's just, you know what, work with it and then come back to us in a bit and let us know that that's really been a stick in your craw, and then we'll revisit.
Understood.
Thank you. Appreciate your cooperation. I know this has been a long one. Okay. And I see Sarah making the adjustment there. Sarah, can you also make the adjustment in the STIPs or?
Just want to add, I checked the C of O while we were on the meeting. It's 45 in the basement and 70 on the first floor. So it's not a huge footprint.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
Intimate.
Okay. All right. So that settles it on the music front. Shall we go another round on hours?
Can we maybe just take a straw poll on this, on the 2 a.m. Thursday, 4 a.m. Friday, Saturday? Because if we're all on board for that, then we can vote and we can move on. If we're not,
Yeah. No, if that's the proposal, I'm down with that.
love it.
Sarah, Jamie, David.
I mean, if they do less, I'd be happier.
So make a proposal, David.
Well, the midnight 2 a.m. like we do with restaurants. I understand that it's been 4 a.m. for quite a while, but it will reduce the impact.
Bryce, would you at all be interested in changing your hours to midnight on the weekdays and then 2 a.m. on the weekends?
Unfortunately, and it's not even a matter of my operation, but in the idea like this is an asset, like I can't legitimize what I'm spending on this.
Okay. The answer is no. So
that's his answer. But then we could, if in a minute here, we could talk about if we just want to do it and say if they approve it, we just put it in our STIPs and they can decide whether to sign or not. We do that, then we're much more likely to get that at the SLA. They certainly aren't going to slip beyond of what this.
David, if we could pick and choose what stipulations the SLA liked about our resolutions, then we would have been doing that this whole time. Like it doesn't really make sense. Okay, David, I'm sorry, but I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to cut you off here.
Not do that.
David, you're not making any new points, are you?
I am about to make a new point.
Okay, then please do it succinctly.
We did this routinely for a few years, that at some point we would decide among the committee that we don't need the agreement on the applicant for the STIPs. And this is whether we do it here or not, it's a legitimate thing that we should keep in mind. Anyway, I'm going to ask the committee to do that, even if they won't agree to midnight 2 a.m.
Jesse, thoughts on that, given that you're also a more tenured member of the committee?
I mean, everyone can make a motion on it. That's what, I guess a motion or point of order or whatever on if that's, I think maybe this is where you get a straw poll on who wants that, who wants the price, who wants the time to that, knowing that the applicant's now not going to be able to agree to that versus another time of which you can. Both are options. And we need to hear from the rest of the committee on what they're feeling, where they're going, because this is going on way too long, guys.
I'd rather go with the hours that the applicant's going to sign. That's my opinion. Can we get the opinion of Jamie and Sarah?
You're on mute, Jamie.
I got no idea. 4 a.m. is a tough pill to swallow off the bat. That's my take on it. Because if the business model relies on 2 to 4 a.m., Look, I know I've got a 2 a.m. I'm just applying for a 3 a.m. I've proven my case. I've proven my point. That's my take on it. I don't think 2 a.m. is a crazy. I think 2 a.m. hits the middle ground between what David wants and what the applicant wants.
Applicant, would you be willing to do 2 a.m. across all nights?
I can't, based off the asset value, I can't do it. Like what?
Okay, thank you. So
Only
here's the,
only talk about Friday and Saturday nights, guys.
I know, but those are the, okay, all right,
Yeah,
committee,
sure.
okay, we're gonna pick.
Sunday, Monday.
We're going back to committee, and here's the question, and I need each of you to just say one or the other. It's either we put in hours that we would prefer, knowing that the applicant won't sign, or we put in the hours that we know the applicants are going to sign. Which one would each of you prefer? And that's what we're going with, and that's what we're going to review. David.
Put in our midnight 2 a.m.
Okay, Jesse.
Put in the hours that he's going to sign.
Jamie.
Put in the hours we want.
Sarah.
Just because I'm getting a little lost. In this situation, there is an active license for 4 a.m. And so if we put in stipulations the applicant isn't going to sign, they have a strong case with SLA, though David thinks that there isn't a strong case.
Correct.
I think that we should pick stipulations that the applicant will sign. I really encourage you, Bryce, to think about how you can come a little bit closer to what the community is asking for. It will help you. And I think Jamie brings up a great point of how an operator can come back and ask for more when more is needed.
Okay, so I'm going to be the deciding straw poll.
Let me clarify, because that was misattributed just now or misunderstood. My position is that if we put in the hours we want, the SLA will then, and they don't sign, the SLA will make up their mind between those versions of the hours or some compromise. They will not reject all of our steps. That is what I believe.
That's just really confusing to me because that's not how we've been conducting
That
this.
is.
Okay, enough. Okay, I'm sorry. Chair here, cutting off debate. I'm unfortunately the tiebreaker in the straw poll. I would rather the applicant sign the stipulations. I feel more comfortable with that. I don't have as much experience, but that's what we've been doing. So that's what I'm going to go on. Sarah, if you don't mind revising the stipulations in the resolution to be 2 a.m. until Thursday and then 4 a.m. for Friday, Saturday. Bryce, I think, is in accordance with that. And that's that. So we've settled the music. We've settled the hours.
I did that already.
Excellent. Thank you, Sarah. Oh, not Sarah. Frank and Bryce, I'm going to flash up the res stipulation. Did you put the revised stipulation up too?
Jeanette's flashing us.
Oh, Frank. That's out of order. Sarah, did you re-upload the new steps or am I just going to have to like voiceover?
Yes, I uploaded them.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for your patience. I don't know how to do this faster. Okay. Give it a second. It'll all come in, I promise. Okay, here we go. Close attention, please. Okay, it's for a full OP, operating as a traditional Roman taverna with a kitchen open and serving food during all hours of operation. Monday through Thursday, 4 p.m. to 2 a.m., Friday 4 p.m. to 4 a.m., Saturday 11 a.m. to 4 a.m., and Sunday 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. You will not use outdoor space for commercial use, which prohibits use of alcohol outside. You will employ doorman and security personnel. Oh, we don't have the soundproofing thing checked. Why is that?
It's already installed because the steps from Max Fish.
Okay. You will close any front or rear facade doors and windows at 10 p.m. You will not have promoted events, any event at which a cover fee is charged, scheduled performances. You'll play ambient, recorded background. Okay, okay. Sorry, this is how we're going to have to do it because this is just like a static PDF. I'm going to uncheck this box. And the language will then say instead in 18 that you will have either ambient recorded background music or live music in the basement until midnight at unamplified levels.
Yes.
As we've discussed. Promise me, I promise you this is recorded and I will not deviate from that. It's just, we're not going to make the change to this document live. You're not going to apply for an alteration without coming to us first, which we hope you do if you really want to expand. You don't want you will not seek a change in class without coming to us first either. No pub crawls, no party buses, no unlimited drink specials. You can have happy hour until 7 p.m. We will also uncheck this box here. You will not have wait lines outside. You will have a staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering, noise, or crowds. You're going to conspicuously post these stipulations. And Bryce, can I have a phone number where residents can call you if they have issues or grievances?
646-344-2619.
Okay, great. Does everything else look correct to you besides the adjustments that I said I would make?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Committee, we are now going to move over to the resolution, which I will also put up on the screen. Okay. Okay, so here are here is the stuff in the meeting that was added. I think there was contention on how many 301 complaints there are, but I say we err on the side of adding the more in, and then it's fine because we're saying what the stipulations are anyway. So we have 6 commercial 301s. We discussed who dropped in to speak. We have adjusted the hours accordingly here. And then this is the language that we have. It will play ambient background music consisting of recorded that may or may not be curated, or live music on amplified and acoustic before midnight. I can't see the committee, so is there anything wrong with this resolution as it stands before we vote on it? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to take.
Wait, can I add something?
What's up, Frank?
You should put a line in about the Block Association who supported it.
Oh, did Dime Square also support this one?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, that email got buried in a sea of other emails. Are we okay with that, committee? Sorry, I got the email and I just there was just so much email.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
Thank you.
Sorry, David, I know it's supposed to be like a formal motion, but for love of God, let's just move on. Okay. Any problems with this resolution? Can we just vote on it?
Sure.
Okay. Amanda is not present. Jamie Felber.
No.
No?
Did I miss something? We're going 4 a.m. all days, right?
Yeah, he
No.
was always a no. Shouldn't.
Huh?
Am I missing something?
Yeah,
What
we're
are
not
the
doing 4
hours?
a.m. all days.
What are the hours?
What are you
4
talking
a.m.
about?
Friday and Saturday, 4 a.m.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes. What? It's just passing out.
You can abstain if you want. I don't know what's
Yes,
your
I'm going to abstain at this point.
okay. No, Sarah Bachu.
Yes.
David Crane.
No.
Jesse Beck. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Jeanette Kim, yes. This motion passes? I have
Yeah.
3 yeses, 1 no, but 1 not present and 1 abstain. So it's still a pass, right?
Wait, I'm sorry. The hours of operation, are they, am I reading that correctly? No, 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. And oh, they're opening. Got it. And closing by 2 a.m. Sunday to third.
That's correct.
It is? Okay. All right.
That's what it
Okay.
said.
Sorry to interrupt. Just
No
wanted to-
worries. David, can you confirm for me? Like,
Your yeses need to outnumber your no's plus abstains.
okay, and they do. Thank you for that clarification. We have 3 yeses, 1 no, 1 abstain, 1 not present. So this resolution passes.
When you say
Thank
not
you
present,
for your.
there was no not present, not voting. There was no, oh, not present. They're
Yeah,
just
she's
out.
absent. She's absent altogether. Sorry. I just wanted to. Okay. This resolution passes. Thank you, Bryce and Frank, for your patience. We will send you the stipulations. Please sign them and return them. If you don't intend on signing them, please also let us know.
Thank you for your patience.
Thank you. Appreciate the time.
Everyone.
Bye. I need to take a quick bathroom break. Be back in a minute. Okay, I have returned. Oh my God, I was just talking on mute to myself for like a good 5 minutes. Okay, scrolling back up. Are the applicants for number 8, 139 East 12th Street present? If so, please raise your hand and we'll move you into Joseph and Donald. And Frank is getting the boot. Okay. Hi again. I have Dario, Joseph, and Donald. Are those all the people that I need to rope in?
Yes, Jeanette, that's us.
Okay, grand. Thank you so much. This is item number 8. Okay, so this is for El Puesto de Tacombe 12, doing business as Tacombe. It's for 139 East 12th Street. I posted the questionnaire into the chat. The C of O has 74 people, no tables, no seats. It's got a stand-up bar, 3 standing tables outside, full kitchen serving fast casual Mexican cuisine within 1 hour of closing. No televisions, DJs at a background level only. There are 12 full OP licenses within 500 feet. The location was previously Souvlaki, which was licensed to close at 11 p.m. Sunday through Wednesday, 1 a.m. Thursday to Saturday. The applicants have been managing Tacombe in New York since 2009 and currently have 12 active locations. There were no commercial 301 complaints at this location with action necessary. 71 residents who live within a 2-block radius signed the petition in favor of this application. They're looking to close at midnight all days. This is a fast casual joint. They're looking to have DJs though, I guess as a
No,
no.
that's not right.
Okay, good. So if anything, just ambient background music. Okay. Anything else you'd like to add? Any color?
Yeah, it's just what you said. Tacombe has a number of taquerias and restaurants in the city, and this is going to be a fast casual style with some focus on takeout. Dario Wolos is here. He was the founder and originator of Tacombe. He created it on a bus and a beach in the Yucatan back in I think 2006, and first came to New York in 2009. I'm not sure why it says occupancy is 74, maybe just because it's under the PA amount, but the space is very small. It's only about 400 square feet, of which only about 175 square feet is usable by patrons. So we're talking about probably a maximum of 10 to 15 people inside at any time. The hours are midnight. The last licensee had until 1 a.m. on weekends. The only music we would have is background recorded music. There's no DJ. I don't know if that appeared in the document. The outdoor tables would close by 10 p.m. And we do have the petition signatures, including a number of people on 12th Street. And I think Dario just wanted to introduce himself and say hello to you, since he's in a number of other community boards, but this is his first in Community Board 3.
Thanks. Thanks, Donald. Hello, Community Board 3. Glad to be here and representing Tacombe. The idea behind this spot really is a much smaller version of what we normally do. Over the years, we've tried to play a strong role in each of the communities we've participated in and continue to do so. We've been grateful for the opportunity that New York has given us, and a number of years ago, we launched our foundation, which in each of our taquerias around the city, we produce meals to donate to community centers around the city. It's called the Tacombe Community Kitchen. This is something that we raise and manage the funds for ourselves. And I just wanted to present myself here and share with you all that, as a member, a citizen of New York City, I'm, here to work with the community and be as helpful as possible as a good neighbor, and provide the services of hospitality that we do. And so I just wanted to make myself available for any questions in this moment or after, in support of our application. Thank you.
And Jeanette, the reason why this is here, because this falls within your, I guess, your policy that we don't have to show up, is because since there's substantial part of the business is takeout, we can't say that there would never be a line. The stores is, I think, one building in or so off of 3rd Avenue. So if anybody, if there are people waiting outside, and we can accommodate a number of people inside waiting to take out orders, it's going over to 3rd Avenue. So it's not going to come down the 12th Street. But we really can't stipulate that there will never be a line outside. And I think for that reason, it came before the committee.
Gotcha. Appreciate that context. Okay, questions from the committee? I've eaten at a Tacombe. I've eaten at least 3 different Tacombes, so
This
I'm
is
familiar with the business.
Yeah, this for me is an open shut. There's no question about their business model.
I do. I agree. I love Tacombe.
Okay.
I support it.
Excellent. Okay, then I might just move this to public. We will come back to committee, but let's just move to this. Anyone from the public would like to speak on this item? Seeing none, we move it back to committee. Actually, just making sure. Okay, yeah, sorry, no one there. Okay, I mean, I'm fine with it. I understand the line situation. I think we will have to uncheck that little stipulation in this sense, but I mean, listen, I think y'all have been sitting through this meeting for quite some time. I think you've heard the complaints. You know, like, please be mindful of your neighbors or else they will come for you at these meetings. So like, you know, the best you can do to wrangle that, keep that in check. I know there are a lot of operations in the East Village that have, and the Lower East Side that have takeout operations and still don't manage to get complaints. So if you could just keep an eye towards minimizing noise and riffraff and making sure the lines are, you know, not causing an issue. Yeah, let's just hope there's no like mad dash for Tacombe at 2 a.m. on a Saturday. I mean, it won't be because it's not open after that. Okay, I'm okay with it. Committee, do we have any other comments or questions? Excellent. We're gonna move right along. I'm gonna flash the resolution as drafted.
Thank you all. I also appreciate those nice comments you each made. Thank you very much. We're gonna have a new taco there. It's a surprise taco, so we'll make sure to let you guys all know before it launches.
This is the kind of stuff you bring up when we ask. No, I'm kidding. Thank you. That sounds great. We're quite excited. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. And we're gonna go to steps here. Okay. Hold on, I don't see a Dieter. Who's Dieter and who's Dario and Joseph in relation to all this?
Dieter is one of our founding business partners. He must have been put on this in some point as we were going through this. So he's been working with me in Tacombe since 2009.
Okay. So what we tend to do here is we want the person whose phone number we put on here and name we put on here to be the person that, hey, I'm a neighbor, I got a problem, who am I talking to? That's who we want to put. So can we get a name and number that's relevant to this application? If it's Dieter, that's fine.
Yeah, Dieter's totally fine.
Okay.
Dieter's totally fine.
Okay. This is for Tacombe at 139 East 12th. This is for wine, beer, and cider. It's a full service restaurant with a kitchen open during all hours of operation.
Yeah, can I, you know, I'm not so sure full service restaurant because it's not wait staff. So I'd rather take off the word full service.
Got it. I will move it to I will operate a fast casual Mexican restaurant.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I will fast casual. Okay. And rest assured, I will make that adjustment after, and the tips you receive will reflect that and any changes that we discuss here on out. Sorry again. Okay. So you'll operate a fast casual Mexican restaurant with the kitchen open and serving food during all hours of operation. No, serving food during all hours of operation within an hour of closing. If it's takeout, wouldn't you be doing it at all hours?
Be all within, I think, all hours.
Okay, I think it's a conflicting thing. So let's just stick with all hours of operation. And I'm going to remove this clause here, serving food within an hour of closing. We're just going to say all hours of operation. You will close all outdoor dining by 10 p.m. You will close any front or rear facade doors at 10 p.m. as well. You will not have DJs. We'll check this box.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, can you just go up to 7? So it says when amplified, we'll close windows, doors when amplified sound is playing. Well, we don't have DJs and live music, so there will be quiet background music indoors.
That's fine. That's not considered like the amplified. That's like background level. That's fine.
Can we just make that clear? Do you mind? Because I read that and it's unclear because recorded music is amplified.
Okay, so what we've been doing, it's fine because it's or when, so you just have to close by 10 p.m.
But it says or when amplified sound is playing. I just want to clear that if during the day before 10 we have quiet background music, we don't have to close the windows or the doors.
I was under the impression that ambient and amplified were mutually exclusive.
Well,
I see his point.
I just don't know.
I
if
do
someone
see
else
your
is,
point. I definitely see your
someone else may be
point.
reading that and read it differently.
I see your point, but it's also what's on every single stipulation, and we've always said ambient music only. Sorry, someone from the committee. I can't see who's in the committee.
Yeah, can I?
Go ahead.
I understand that nobody's ever pointed this particular point out, and it is true that you might read it that way, but no one is going to insist on it. And no one ever has, to my knowledge. We just put this in every single step, and we do mean amplified to more than ambient is what we mean.
And
It's helpful to you, sir.
Yeah, and I will tell you now, Donald, that like that's what we mean. Amplified does not mean ambient. So when we write this and we say please sign this, that's what we're asking for.
It's true. My stereo system has an amp in it. But
No, I understand what you're saying, and I understand your intention, and we're agreed on what's intended. It's just that if someone else is reading this, they could read it differently because it says amplified sound, including but not limited to. Again,
right, and none of those things fall with ambient levels.
Right, but it doesn't say ambient. I'm not trying to create a problem for any of us.
But then
I just don't want to have my client have a problem down the road.
I just really don't think you're gonna have a problem down the road because that's not what we're asking. I don't know. We've signed this with everyone. I can see your point, but for our purposes, and I think what David's trying to resonate is that ambient and amplified are exclusive of each other. They're different elements. And that's how we're interpreting it.
Can I just then ask you a question on the blank on the bottom when you have the empty spot? Can we just say background recorded until 10 p.m. is okay? And then we're all fine.
Fine. I
appreciate that. Thank you.
And I don't think anyone background music until 10. Again, I will not make the live change, but it'll be in the steps that you get received later. Okay. You will not have, I'm going to check this box, DJs, live music, promoted events, any event at which a cover fee is charged, scheduled performances. You will play ambient recorded background music only. You will not apply for an alteration without coming to us first. You will not take a change in class without first obtaining approval from CB3. You will not participate in pub crawls, party buses, unlimited drink specials, including boozy brunches. You will not have happy hours. You will not have, we'll uncheck this box.
Okay.
I would like to check this box. So I will have a staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering noise or crowds outside.
I think that's okay, Dario. That's okay.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. And then I will conspicuously post these stipulations beside my liquor license, and then the residents may contact Dieter. May I have a phone number for Dieter, please?
It's 917-514-7446.
And then, of course, in that little 18, we will include the note about the background music.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I need to share the same screen. Christ. Committee. We are now voting on the resolution that mirrors those stipulations. Hold on, we just got to change this to it will. Okay.
While she's finishing, I'll just say that if I ever need a contract lawyer, I want Donald Bernstein on my side.
I would agree with that because no one else ever points that out.
It's just a
Joe, I'm charging you more next time.
Is it a comma issue? Because
no, it's not a comma thing. It's just that like amplified is not purely defined anywhere.
well, we
Because
need
in theory, if I'm playing any music on a speaker, it's amplified. In theory, but I think for our purposes, ambient and amplified are two different things. Is our energy. Okay. I think we're good there. Hold on, let me see if I can see more of you at once. Okay, committee, this is the resolution. I didn't have to add anything about public anything. So all that's changed is the things that we are a little bit different. I just added amplified non-ambient. Say i.e. id est. Playing, and then I also put it will have a staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering, but it does not have that line about the lines. Okay, I'm going to put this to a vote. Is not present. Jamie Felber.
Yes.
Sarah Bachu.
Yes.
David Crane.
Yes.
Jesse Beck.
Yes.
Jeanette Kim, yes. This motion passes. Applicants, we will send you the stipulations as discussed and revised. Please send them back as soon as possible. and let us know if you're not going to sign them.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you. Have a good
Thank you,
one.
everybody. Have a good night.
How we doing, team? Okay, not doing great over here. I'm so hungry. Okay, we are now moving on to item number 9, 207 Second Avenue. Are the applicants present? Rajesh, moving you to panelist. And I posted the questionnaire in the chat earlier.
So before you get going, you caught all my changes on this.
What changes?
Well, there was a question about this hours has 2 sections. I'm sorry, is this the Indian restaurant?
Yes.
We haven't started talking about it.
I understand, but I gave you a text dump, not a Word document, and you picked
Yeah,
it
we
up.
haven't. We'll get there. Yeah, I pulled up your text doc earlier. Worked fine.
I may have made a change since, but we'll find it. Go ahead.
Oh, David. Okay. All right. Here's the Rajesh. Is there anyone else with you that we need to include?
No, that's all. I'm by myself.
Rajesh, were you here last month and you didn't have the position and now you're back?
Yes, yes, correct.
Hi, good to hear from you again. Okay, this is for Jazba. It's at 207 Second Avenue. That's at 13th Street. The C of O is for 150 people for 68 seats at 22 tables, one 13-foot bar with 8 seats, serving Indian cuisine from a full kitchen at all hours of operation. No televisions, ambient background music only via DJs or pre-recorded. There are 14 full OP licenses within 500 feet. This location is not currently licensed, and the previous full OP license had expired in 2022, as it used to be Momofuku Sambar, which was originally approved for beer and wine in 06, upgraded to OP in 07. And that license had closing at 10 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 11 p.m. Friday through Saturday. And they just closed after the pandemic. The applicant has been operating restaurants since 1990 and currently operates Janoon. Which is at 19 West 24th. There have been no commercial 301 complaints there and has had an OP or has been operating since 2021. There were 0 commercial complaints at the premise at hand, 207 Second Ave. 17 residents who live within 2 blocks of location signed a petition in favor of the application, and the hours that they're looking to have are closing by 11:30 p.m. Thursday through Saturday and 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Wednesday, which is not substantively different from, it's 30 minutes later than what was previously there at the prior operation. Is there any other color you would like to add to the application, Rajesh?
Nothing. I guess you said everything. I'm doing Indian restaurants in the city for almost 25 years, and most of the concepts have been among some of the best Indians. Have been always very mindful, completed our, leases, 15 years, 10 years, wherever we were, very mindful of our, neighbors and the community. The current location, Janoon, has been the only Indian restaurant 8 consecutive years for the Michelin star, 11 consecutive years on Forbes list of 3-star eateries, Wine Spectator, and is consistently rated as one of the best Indians in the country. We have a chef who was the youngest Indian Michelin star chef, age 24. So what we're doing is a little different concept, Indian here, other than what we currently do at Janoon. It's mostly going to be a pan-Indian, means regional Indian fare from different, well-known eateries out of India, not just a region. And the bar is going to be complementing, the whole experience of dining. We have a very well-renowned mixologist who does the concept, which works with the food and the cuisine. And it's probably our business model is 70%, 65 to 70% food, and 30 to 35% is beverage.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that color. Any comments or questions from the committee before we move to public? Seeing none, let's go to the public. Anyone from the public would like to speak on this item number 9, 207 Second Avenue? Sorry, I have to give this more time because it takes some people, I mean, it takes me forever to find a new button. Okay, coming back to committee because no one's here for the public to speak. Any questions at all? Okay, I'm fine with the operation. It looks like no one else is opposed. We've all reviewed the resolution, so I think I'm just going to jump into the steps. Rajesh, please pay close attention as we are going to, oh no, there are a lot of highlights here, David Crane, so I wonder why.
I told you so. Let me pull up my email. I tried to explain them. So we can do this pretty quickly, I hope.
What are the adjustments that you're making, actually? What's the deal?
You have the document up, then I can show you what happened. Partly, I went off the last month's one, and so there were slight changes right here. The first one, he has a block of time where they're not going to be serving. And I asked Susan, and she said we should be probably putting the 2 blocks of time. So I believe it's 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. and 5 p.m. to 11 when they close.
Does that correctly describe your operation, Rajesh?
Yes, we currently do the same operation. We open for lunch and then we close, in between to get ready and prep for the evening service. And that's the only block we close. Our current operation does the same.
I think, is it 2:30 until 5 is the block that you closed?
See, when you see 2:30, when we 2:30 is our last, table when
Just
we
answer
take in.
yes or no, because we're really running out of time.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
David, can you
2:30
present?
and
Can you send over the steps as revised? Do you have that?
I thought I uploaded it. Maybe I didn't because it was an open question still. I will send it over. Yes.
Can you do? Yeah, let's do that, and that way I don't have to.
Yes.
Yeah, this is.
So, and the other one, there's a highlighted yellow and another one. Maybe looking for the email I sent you.
I know, but I mean, David, I can appreciate that you sent the email.
I know I'm looking for it too. If I can find my email, then I can.
You sent the revised steps. If I look at my email, is there a new PDF?
I'm looking for the email myself. What's the address here? It's 12th. It's 2nd. Should be able to find sent 2nd. All right. My thoughts on this were, here we go. Hours of operation. Okay, we just need to put in the 2 blocks. Done. Applicant tends to have I was pointing out the applicant tends to have a sidewalk cafe. I don't know if we do anything with it because it's changed recently. Do we do something with it? He says, we will have an enclosed area with 10 seats within the building's boundary, meeting the premises line. And he says, he checks off my sidewalk cafe hours or other outside hours will be 10 p.m. until, 10:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. and 5 o'clock to 10:30. I guess if we don't need to mention sidewalk cafes, we just need to clarify with him that 10 p.m. is the close for all outdoor space. It's not an open restaurants, COVID shack. Not my understanding. It is a sidewalk cafe with, I think, 10 seats. So do we put those in our resolutions these days? That's how
I don't know, David. I asked for committee questions like 5 minutes ago. I don't understand.
Yeah. Well, let's make it the 10 o'clock p.m. Make sure that we clarify with him that we have never approved outdoor use beyond 10 p.m. And he asked for 10:30. And so when we get that point in the stip, we should change it to 10 o'clock and clarify with him. And we don't need to talk about the sidewalk cafe except for maybe in a whereas clause.
So I don't have a new.
I didn't send a new thing. I said, oops, my bad.
Okay.
So I will send it to you with the.
That's fine, because send it, but it doesn't need to be now because I'm just going to do the same thing I've been doing for all the other ones. We're just going to talk about it and the adjustments we're going to make live, and then I'll do it after the meeting. later.
So he needs to understand that we are going to put, if we follow what we've always done, we're going to put 10 p.m. closing for all outdoor use, not 10:30.
Rajesh, are you hearing David right now? You have to close all your outdoor
Yes,
dining.
absolutely. Just want to clarify something. When I say it is enclosed, the building actually sets back 10 feet from its own demise premises. So we're going to enclose that portion only. So we are not occupying anything on the sidewalk. Just to clarify that.
You're
So
enclosing.
that we are enclosing that portion only, which is part of the building itself. And we are having 10 seats there. So it'll be part of the whole restaurant, and that's why we said 10:30 because the other
How are you
restaurant,
enclosing it with what kind of construction?
it's not a temp, it will be a wooden structure, but it'll be a solid structure.
Like a solid room with a door?
Yes.
Only windows?
Yes, correct.
So it's not outdoor use, but
Is it outside of your front door, Rajesh?
Yes, Janet, it is outside. It's outside the door. But if you see this particular building, 207 Second Avenue, compared to the ones on the left or right of the building, it's 10 feet behind its own premises. And so we are just, and this is legal from the use and occupancy. We can take that part. So we are not taking any actual part of the sidewalk. We are only taking the part which is the offset within the demise premises.
Okay. I have an idea of how this looks. I'm thinking like Santander. Not that they have seats outside, but you know how they have like an overhang over like a bunch of space. I think that's what is going on here. So it's like not on the sidewalk. Is that accurate?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Okay. We still need to close by 10 p.m. Rajesh. Our
That's
standard.
fine. The outdoor portion we can close by 10. Doesn't matter.
Perfect. Okay. David, are you satisfied with that? Excellent. Okay. Okay. As I have done for the other applications, we might have to make adjustments to what we're seeing on screen, but this meeting is recorded. I will make the changes and you will sign we will all agree before you sign. So Rajesh, if you could pay attention, these are the stipulations. Well, where did I get to? I didn't start reading this, did I? Okay. Full OP, operate a full service restaurant serving Indian food with food during all hours of operation. The hours of operation will be as listed there, but I will note the 2:30 to 5 p.m. block closing. You will close out outdoor dining under the temporary open restaurants and any other subsequent uses by 10 p.m. all day. So that would include that little outdoor space. You're going to install soundproofing. You will have a closed fixed facade with no open doors or windows, except for the entrance door, and you'll close it by 10 p.m. You will not have DJs, live music, promoted events, any event at which a cover fee is charged, scheduled performances. You will play ambient recorded background music only. You will not apply for alteration to the method of operation until you come to CB3. I don't know why this isn't checked, but you will not seek a change in class.
Yes.
I know it's an OP, but still, okay. I will not participate in pub crawls, party buses. You will not have unlimited drink specials, including busy brunches. You will not have a happy hour drink special. You will not have wait lines outside. I will also ask that you have a staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering, noise, or crowds outside.
That's fine.
Okay. And then you conspicuous. Sorry, go ahead.
There's one thing, when you say there's no DJ, we actually don't have DJ like on a regular basis. And on some special occasions, if we do have, but he's only playing ambient, his own created music, like the sound will be ambient only, but it's just that instead of putting a recorded music, it'll be a DJ playing on
Okay,
occasions.
so that's a totally different operation.
Okay.
Because, not really, it isn't, but it warrants some discussion only because everyone gets upset with DJs.
Okay.
Do we want to discuss it, or can we just leave out the DJs for now, Rajesh? And if you really feel
That's
strong,
fine. Leave it out. It means we don't hardly use it. Means,
I appreciate that so much. And if you want to add a DJ, come back and with your sparkling record in the next couple of years, we'd grant it. Okay. You're going to conspicuously post these stipulations outside. Next to your liquor license, and residents may contact you. Rajesh, can I have a phone number for that, please?
917-517-1596.
Thank you so much. Does all that look good to you, including the adjustments that I verbally said I would do?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm now going to move on to the resolution. Are there material changes that I now need to make to the resolution, David?
The hours. I'm typing them here now so I can cut and paste them right into here if that's helpful, or
That's definitely helpful.
and I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, good Lord. Here comes one part. Where's the chat window? There it is. And sorry, I broke it on 2 lines on the stip, so I have to do 2 different. That's the hours. And since the stips talk about the 10:30, should say 10 o'clock.
It already says it in the resolution.
Oh, I had left 10 in the resolution. Okay.
Because I mean, that's what we do for everyone anyway. Okay, flashing the. Okay. Okay, there wasn't any public input, so nothing to add. I'm just keeping the same resolution as David had written, which means everyone has, in theory, seen it already. So now we will move on to a vote. Jamie Felber.
Yes.
Sarah Bachu. David Crane.
Yes.
Jesse Beck.
Yes.
Jeanette Kim, yes, this resolution passes. Rajesh, we will send you the stipulations as discussed. Please sign it and return it promptly. If you're not going to sign it, please also let us know.
Thank you.
How about me?
Thank
Do you
you.
want me to upload them to the thing again, or do you want me to email it to you?
What do you mean? Rajesh, you're good to go. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
The stips that I just adjusted. How do
Oh,
you
I
want
would, if you could send it over, that'd be grand.
send it? Email.
Oh, you could upload it again. If you could delete the old one, upload the new one.
I'll upload.
Did you make the changes that we all, the others, like the checking, the ensuring no wait lines?
Oh boy. No.
Forget it. I'll just do it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I'll give you this one. You can take it from there. Sorry.
Okay. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Because I don't think it remains fillable. Whatever. Okay. Item number 10, and I think it's our last one. Please, dear God, be the last one. I am so hungry. This is for 384 Grant Street, number 10. Can we get the applicants? I think Frank is raising his hand because he's. Hey, Frank, is this your applicant?
It is. How have you guys been?
Oh, you know. Are the applicants present?
They should be.
Oh, that was actually.
Is Ian Glazer?
Guys,
Yeah, I just promoted Ian. Is there anyone else I need to promote?
I don't know if anyone else is. Ian, you there? You're muted.
I'm here.
Hi. Anyone else who needs to promote, or is it just you?
Bobby's sitting with me if you want.
No, that didn't show that to promote you.
All right, number 10, 384 Grand Street. Let's take a look at what we got here. Do we have steps? Is this? Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, Jeanette, you should have them. I did them.
Is it in the folder?
Yeah, should be.
Look, I'll just hit
Okay.
refresh. I'm sure I'm just missing it. Don't worry about it. Okay, well, that's uploading. All right, this is for 384 Grand Street. I shared the questionnaire in the chat. This is it's a certificate of occupancy is 15 people. There are 4 seats. There's 1 bar. By the way, is that bar where you're gonna serve alcohol from? Or is it just a counter?
It's a bar counter.
Okay, cool. It's a full kitchen operating as a pizzeria and then serving food during all hours of operation, 2 TVs, ambient background music only. There are 4 full OPs within 500 feet. There are no known issues with this location.
It's currently licensed with wine and beer. It's an upgrade to liquor.
Oh, Frank, not a good time to interrupt me.
Sorry. Trying to help.
I know, hold on. The applicants have a history of hospitality work in both direct operations with the Tao Group and then operating a restaurant consulting company. Applicants have been operating the current location since May 2021. There has been 131 complaint that required an NYPD action since 2018. There are 64 residents who live within 2 blocks of the location signed a petition in favor. The proposed hours of operation are closing by midnight all days. Now would you like to add any color, Frank?
Nope, I'm just trying to help.
Sorry, I'm just so tired and hungry, but sorry, I don't even know what you said. What did you say?
No, we have nothing to add. You laid it out perfectly.
Oh my God, thanks. Okay. Committee? No, good. Public? No, great. Back to committee. I mean, it's a pizzeria. It's like not everyone seems aligned. Okay. Thank
I
you
like
so
the way
much.
that you say pizzeria. Can you say it again?
Pizzeria.
Just one syllable? Pizzeria.
No, listen,
I live like a
grew up-
pizzeria.
I grew up in Jersey and it's a Southern dialect over there. Okay.
As did I.
Huh?
As did I. I grew up in Jersey as well.
There you go. It is not uncommon to
You
call.
say that? Do you say it that way, like Jeanette?
Oh, no, I say pizzeria, but I you know what, if this meeting went any longer, I would start slurring it. It's a pizzeria as well, so.
Okay, well then it's a pizza fucking oh my God, language. So sorry.
All right, we're moving on, right?
So
That's great.
sorry.
Good job, everybody.
Okay, it looks like everyone's fine with it. I'm gonna go over the stipulations with the application. I apologize profusely for my language. That was so inappropriate. You guys should hear me when I'm not on these meetings. Jamie, I don't have the steps. Is it in my email?
No, it's in the folder. You were literally just editing. Oh, no, my bad. You do not have it, I don't think. Don't think you would have.
Language does seem warranted. What's up, Jamie?
What'd you say?
So do we have them somewhere?
Nope, no, you do not.
Jamie, would you be a doll and fill them in now? Yes, is that a yes?
Yeah, as soon as I find it now, I can't.
Only pity me, please, because I have to go back and change all of these stipulations and all these. So I'm just asking you to do the one.
Yeah. Give me 1 second.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Patience, everyone. I'm so sorry about my language. I was doing so well. Not that I should get a gold star for not cursing. I am from Jersey, so. Send you the link to what? Jamie, send you the link to what?
Hold on.
What is everyone gonna eat? I want to eat so badly.
You can order from the pizzeria, you know?
Someone said
You should get a little pizzeria. That's what I was gonna say. Ian beat me to it.
I hereby tender my resignation to society.
Don't say that from society. Okay.
Actually, pizza's not a bad idea.
Do I need to share my screen while I do this?
No, do you want to just complete it and send it? Or do you actually, I mean, if you flash it, I don't really care.
No, I'll just complete it and send it.
Okay, send it.
Send it after the meeting. It doesn't have to be sent right this second.
We need to go over them with the applicant.
I'll just fill it in as we go, if that's all right.
We're going to agree, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, I know, but I think this is like, actually, question, is this like something we have to do, like go over it with the applicant at the moment? It's just make sure that we're all on the same page. Okay. I think we should flash it. I don't know how to change procedure today, right now at this hour. So we're not gonna, Jamie, if you want to share your screen and fill it out as we go.
Sure.
Thank you. Ian and Frank, if you could please pay attention and look at Jamie's screen, which she'll share.
say that, but guys, I run a bar. You want me to do Zoom stuff? I have absolutely no idea.
Okay, just, oh my Lanta. Oh my Lanta. Hold on.
I would say even I can do that, but that would bring back bad memories of when I was being
I want to see, David, I want to see you
shamed
try.
last week.
I don't, David, no offense, but I don't want to struggle through that at this hour. So I'm gonna find the fillable stip form and we're gonna do it live.
No, I really actually can't figure out how to do this. Holy, this is embarrassing. All right, well, you know what, guys, your pizza is really good. I actually work nearby and I think it's delicious. So I appreciate it.
Thank you.
End of steps. Got it. That was
Yeah,
it.
and good job.
And I do think Jamie needs to be enabled to show his screen, and then there's a.
He should be.
Sure,
I just don't think he can find it.
Well,
I
tell me-
can't find it either, and I have to use Zoom. all
Okay,
the
so
time.
maybe, okay, Jamie, I'm gonna make you a co-host. Can you share it
Oh,
now?
okay. Wow, mine's on. It's a nice green button down at the bottom. I swear it wasn't there.
Yeah,
If
no,
you click that, then you'll be able to select from all the postage.
I didn't
stamps.
change your status, David. I just changed Jamie's.
Well,
Fabulous. Okay. Jamie, do you want to narrate this part?
Like
You
a lot of
drive.
pipes.
not sure.
You can actually give me control of your screen if you want to, but we're not going to go into that kind of techno magic at this point. No, not you, Jamie Felber, not
Not
you.
what I meant to write, guys. God damn. I can't say that either, can I? My word.
Jamie, would you like us to not watch you do this?
Just remind me what I'm putting in here at this point.
His name, Ian
Yes.
Glazer,
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. I was trying to remember that.
Ad libs.
384 Grand Street Pizza Corp. Located at 384 Grand Street, as per their business name. It's for full OP. Full service restaurant. Pizza.
Is pizzeria spelled differently to pizzeria?
Get out of here.
order at a counter. So is that? I don't know, as the previous gentleman was saying, it's not a full service restaurant.
Frank and Ian, are you all right with going? I will operate a pizzeria. Pizzeria. Oh, I don't even know how to say it anymore. Jamie, can you revise full service restaurant to just say pizza?
Sure.
And then take out the first one and then we'll check the second box only. And then uncheck, it says with the kitchen open and serving food during all hours. You got to check one or the other.
Rid of that.
Okay. Paste in the hours of operation from the resolution. Opening no later, if you want to type it, you can do opening no later than.
Thank you. Well, is it 11 a.m.?
Correct.
All
And
day?
closing by midnight all days.
By 12 a.m. all days.
They're not using outdoor space.
Yep, that is correct. You do not need security. You do not need soundproofing. You don't have any. You have a closed fixed facade, right?
Correct.
No DJs, live VA. None of this applies. Correct.
Correct.
Cool. There's no happy hour, so we're fine there.
It's pizzeria. It's always happened.
Yeah.
No, Frank, it's a pizzeria, but thank you.
All right.
Jersey.
Can we get a number, please?
201 543 7513.
I'm a 201 too.
There's not many left.
I know. Okay. Did all that look good to you?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, now we're gonna move on to, I'm gonna share my screen now, Jamie. Thank you so much for driving. And I'm gonna share the resolution, which mirrors those same stipulations. Okay. I mean, I already read all this. This mirrors exactly what's going on in the. Just this going on. This is fine. Okay. Committee, we are now voting on number 10, this resolution, which we've just so thoroughly discussed. Jamie Felber,
Yeah.
Sarah Bachu.
Yes, you have a brackets on number 10 there. I don't.
Thank you.
Do you need to say that this is also our final? Do we need to say
Oh,
this?
sorry. Yeah. Hold on. Cancel all those votes. This is now for the final resolution and for closing the meet. Wait,
David looks.
David looks stressed. Maybe it's
No,
not.
no, you're fine.
Okay.
The final vote and attendance.
Yes, both. Cool. Yes, that. Now back to Jamie. Your vote then.
Yes.
Sarah Bachu,
Yes.
David Crane,
Yes.
Jesse Beck.
Yes.
Jeanette Kim, yes, this resolution passes. Applicant, we will send you the stipulations and you will sign them. And if you're not going to sign them, please let the office know as well. Thank you so much for your
Thanks
patience.
a lot, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you. Have a great night, guys.
Bye, Frank.
Okay, bye everyone. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye, Jeanette. Thank you. Good job.
Meeting adjourned.